television. Spoon radio station.
Yes, sir. A special one from the CEO, Stan coming with the spoon. And your boy, Friday the South Band. Charges on the beat.
For the spoon to get your information. To the spoon to be part of our discussion. Spoon television. Spoon radio station.
Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Liberia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Monrovia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Africa. Just to spoon you will know. The children crying for starvation, just to spoon. You want to get a news update, my brother, to spoon. You want to know what is happening in Moravia, to spoon. Politicians want to make their decision, just to spoon. You want to know what's happening in the ministry, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. You from Vonjama, Maryland, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. If you eat keep on graduate, my brother, to spoon. You got a spoon TV, you got a spoon radio, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. Yeah, Rastafari. Kilibaba, 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 kilibaba.
Barbara.
What I want? Yes, I do about today.
Spoon TV.
Yes, I do about today.
Welcome to the program tonight, Spoon Talk. Let me say good afternoon, good evening, good morning, fellow Liberians. This is your most informative program, the most listened to program in the Republic of Liberia. It doesn't matter where you are. And let me say good evening to Honorable Eugene Fagon. How are you doing? Jeans Good Flomo.
Good evening, Brian. And you got to put my Lamine name in the middle now. I think I need my Lamine name. Because my middle name means, you ask any Muslim, they will tell you, Lamine or Lamini is friend of God. Look how cool they look at me and say, what? 5 minutes a friend of God? But what God can use?
God get ready to use the Bible.
God used David to kill Goliath. He used Moses to bust out other men here in the desert. What beating the Egyptian?
So they come and use Joseph to do what? God come and use Joseph to do what?
Which one of the Joseph?
In Liberia, God will use Joseph to do what?
But who need Joseph? I hope you're not talking about Ambassador JMB. because the truth is, you don't get nobody to beat.
I mean, God will use Joseph in Liberia to do what?
Which one of the Joseph? They got plenty of Joseph there.
Those who running for the presidency, how many Joseph they have there?
How many Joseph running for presidency? That thing where Joseph went there in the high quality in Pharaoh Temple, it's in the election time. You got to go to ballot. Nobody taking you from home. So go police start teaching our cup already. Go find a king cup. Let me tell you something. Some of these stories you need to look at it good. The beg of rest, eh? They play you go have gold cup, and when you know people go there the next day to go take rest to eat. So that Joseph story, nobody going put no Joseph in palace. They go and stay online. Don't be like look. Good day, Alaya Bede. Don't be like the president who makes a statement that he will fire Beson guy in Paso. right? You have heard it, right?
You ready set up?
Somebody, you can't get up from your own chair. The person, the fighting not even start falling now, they catch you. That fighting there. And you want to fight somebody, you can't get up from your own chair. And you know what they say happen there? Niji people, that's small for the play. Niji, ain't no Niji?
Yeah, Niji.
And one thing I observed there, I did not see, like, you know, all of the retreat they went for in the past, the crowd. I did not see.
But you know we were there. You know what there.
The momentum, I mean.
That's not it. I'm going to show you the picture when men were moving. I can see a picture of you when men were moving. Take about 3 hours to get to fairground. You come, the first thing, Pastor Pona let it wake up soon. Then you go come soon in the morning. And you know the Pastor Pona, they got to come from the water side without fish. All the operation are taped to the water. You go kind of put down soon in the morning.
No, but in the city, in Buchanan, I mean, you don't have the issue of water. I mean, it is the city, Buchanan City itself.
They get river before.
Wait. I see all the beaches we can go on. What place in Buchanan?
What place they get here?
All the resorts.
In Lofa?
You know, I noticed, James, I noticed something about that guy. When he don't want his madam to know where he can go, he even go to that place before. She need to check behind you. I know they call Mary Resort. Some kind of resort there to get some money for it.
Yeah, Mary Resort.
Oh, you see? So what did I run it up? Now you have been
discovered. Give us the G's down from Buchanan. I think the pastor. No, I beg you. Let him go ahead. Let him go ahead.
Yeah, let the minister. I mean, let the minister.
Yeah, G's.
No. The man said get all the G's from that. That's something you know. I can.
No, that you minister. I don't know you minister.
The man from Poland 1 year. What happened in Nigeria? Look, Liberia. I always tell people Liberia politics is unique, very unique, and that's why I came up with the Senator's Playbook. Brother, you go into Buchanan, see all the picture. That Vincent Willie, John Jake Bakpe. Don't say I say. As we talking about
Matthew Joe,
are the 3 people. The whole bass of PP captain. And I can't answer. That's the thing I can be talking and say when you get certain people who will carry you in our town. James, you cannot be all around the country to campaign. So you leave prominent people like Brian, who love it to charisma, to control 10th Street area, 9th Street area. That's what you do. But when you make power with Brian, you know that you can't go 9th Street and 10th Street. Who you expect to talk for you there? Now, you won't get Jonathan Kaipe. You don't have Nyomli Kamala Lawrence. You don't have Charlene Bromsky. You don't have Besonga Finlay. You don't have Daniel Chair. You don't have Louis Brown. What are you going to do in Paso? Why are you really going to do that?
Louis Brown is still a name in Bassa?
Yeah.
It's a name.
It's a household name.
You think I'm talking to Louis Brown and do that for nothing?
No, man.
People know him there.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying, people know him there.
Yeah. David Fahar
there. You see that they're looking yellow.
Mr. Brown, Barrow Brown's father. Brown is still a name in Bassa.
But I said Louis Brown, the whole Brown family that's so there.
Yeah, the entire Brown family.
Brown, and I'm Brown from Bassa. Listen to me, you me or Brown, and I'm Brown from Bassa, and I'm Brown can talk, do DNA. All the Brown can talk,
Yeah.
So he went there. Then on top of it, he told the people, say, I will fire your son.
Besonga Finlay.
You get a man named Bezonga. Meaning, they bought from Bezon. Then you call the elders together and say, I will fire your son here. You're not running for the Senate.
Gabriel Smith, the former representative of Grand Bassa County.
Yeah.
He's not on the side of the president.
No.
Not at all.
So you see, when you say you'll fight the people's son, then he was looking at the people to say something, the people say, But you're not running for Senate, you're running for president. Why you can't enforce our son here? He said, no, I was showing. He said, but any of the same men you use that used to work for you, foreign minister, all that thing, any of the same men that brought you here, they said, okay, we hear you. Now all the people say, we hear you. So what you saw, 3-day program, James, that's also Polish people were there. As soon as they finish eating, they go. Polish people, they don't stay long. When the men realize it, well, I told your pastor gone. The next play now he will go and try his luck. I think he will go there. I think President Weah, honestly, let's take politics aside. I don't think President Weah can go bomb me. He crossed Poor River. He crossed Poor River because that's what they call it, Poor River. You got to be made to cross that river. And a man can carry you. And the reason why you have to be a man, I'm a day man. And the first tribe in Liberia is the Dane tribe. That's the tribe the settlers met when they came. We were the one that battled the white people. We fought them. Go check your history. So when you cross Poor River, you got to be man. You got to be man. So you take our IRO, you give it to Indian people. You take the Val people go. You give it to the Arab people. Then the Arab people put cyanide in the water. Ain't you know about it? And give it to the Val people to drink. The Val people keep that one. Bapolupa, you took the whole place Iraqi. They're waiting for you.
And
then Lofa now, you who from Lofa, I will tell you.
No, talk about Kebon. Don't jump over Kebon.
But the Val people, you hear me say Val people, yeah. Then you go to Lofa. Hey, that the worst one that ever happened, like bro. You send security to go attack the poor country devil. The poor country devil tell Zanzan Kaba had to tell you, stop.
And I mean interview the devil.
And are you interview the devil?
Yeah.
You got an interview?
Yeah, the press conference still there. I still have it. Yeah?
You gotta look for that clip.
I have the video. I have it.
You gotta if you get it to play it today, Chief Good, I'm telling you, anything you want to say today, you can say it.
Okay. I can't be.
Listen, anything I say, yeah, that good interview the devil. For the first time, devil told about
the devil in the back speaking to me. You know,
so we have made local people to say they want the line where you cross it to go back.
Yeah.
Then you move on there again. So Lofa, Bapolu, Kema, you transgress against those people. Bon now, the poor carry you. Time to go back and talk to the poor, you go send man to where there. What did the people do? The elders put her also to sit down on the separate tent. What vice president? And she had to obey.
Thursday, they were here, the stage at Roadblock.
Okay, I have it. So let me download it.
No, download it so you can play it. Download it so you can play it. Anything I'm telling you? So when you do these things, the people coming outside Friday. I don't want to think he coming outside. He will already be there.
I will be there. And by the way, I have mobilized at least 250 men. We will be coming from the Jalatan Belt. You know, I'm clear about that. On the Jalanta Belt, where we'll go to the Unity Party headquarters. And after that, we'll proceed to a new entertainment center. And
where is that new entertainment center?
Around the Jalatan Belt. Yeah.
See, when I tell people say from 9th Street, all the way up to Cork, it will be human being. And you know what the government has played? Now, one of the big inspectors and terminate other one will say, Fagon, our chief say we must set up roadblock and start an inspection tomorrow, Thursday.
Look at Paolo.
You don't know that, Brent?
You want to inspection set in the air that will still go.
Samuel Wulu, I don't know what he's looking for. The best thing, Samuel Wulu, stay on the current. Don't let the water carry you. That's my advice. You can't sit down and let the water carry you. From 9th Street, Baron, all the way up to Cork. All entertainment spot. If I were there now, we just go back the whole beer factory. And what BFJ need to do is to cool most of the drinks so that they can bring it in by trucks using escort.
Yeah.
But they're not joke, I'm telling you. That water company they call Aqua and Bravo. They're going to start on Thursday night. They will set up temporary depots for the water battle. Then temporary depots. I mean, a powerful you know how many money point to pay? 3 months they have not taken any pay. 3 months. And I want to pay something here today. People ain't pay 3 months, but you're giving people then 200,000, 150,000. We don't want to remember to tell that one yet. So, I mean, what I'm trying to tell you when it comes to the Buchanan issue, we'll show you like Brent put a tip where the president nearly collapsed. You see that security? Maybe we'll honor him later. Because if you are not caught the president, it will finish. Face first. That's what the president was going down on. Face first. So again, you're not in Pastor. And when you don't say Pastor, what is the difference between Magidi and Pastor? Magidi is actually when we're making fun out of the issue, Baron. Magidi is that you say Pastor Mayu.
Yeah.
Pastor Mayu, they changed to Magidi.
It's the reverses content, the scene where you have reverses content. Nothing extra.
When people say they finish. You either put them money, Pastor people hard working. For Asila Mido to say we passing our thing here with chaos on it. Then for 5 years, you eat or they say going back to the people. Then you start there to say yours, you know, as president, you should have gone and said, whatever happened, the way you received me here, it's not the way you've been receiving me. So you will not tell me that something hurting you. But I can't down on my knees. Whatever I did, I'm sorry. But you please tell me what I did so I can tell you sorry. You call the people, you say you will fight the people's son. The people say for you that in addition to our money you eat and the way you have treated us, okay, no problem. We hear you. Anytime, Baron, anytime you are dealing with traditional people and they tell you, I hear you, my brother, go call people to beg.
You are
done. We will know our traditional people, you finish. But when they tell you, say, we hold war, that means they're going to consult to come back. But when they say, we hear you, forget it. It finish. Even Zanzankawa said no. But today, we want to do something. Our people expect us. Oh, the people say they don't want to. People say they don't want to drink beer before people say they drunk. They just want to drink juice and water, but they will come in osa. Oh, I want you really know. But beer party, please get a beer there.
I don't think our place will be too packed, man.
Which place?
What?
Brian Entertainment?
No, for the
No,
entertainment
I'm
center.
talking about,
The headquarters,
you
right?
know,
Of the
yeah, I'm coming. Let me say something, right? If GNB will get to the executive mansion, right? After
Executive, we're
October,
talking about up to the party headquarters.
I come in from the party headquarters. That's somewhere he's driving at. That's somewhere he wants to go. Oh, I see the CEO and he
on
gets in the bike. I want to something, but when I thought he can't, it will be bad. So let me give it right there. So if JNB will win the upcoming election, it starts with Friday. If Unity Party fails to, we're talking about down around Randall Street to upper Broad Street. Randall and Broad Street.
You're muting.
The Unity Party is done.
Chairman, mute the man.
Yeah. That's it.
The man watching football game, tell me Unity Party. So he watching football game, then he's saying Unity Party.
You know the funny thing is that James Good Day, James Good Day. You know what Buse Quarter? You know what Buse Quarter?
The man, you know what you call? The man said Buse Quarter in Lofa.
Look at it. Hey, mother movie.
I'm muting him, you know. I put him on mute long
You
time.
see how strategic the people were? Who said quarter alone? The barrier error, all that error will be locked down. The Loma poor Kisi people will come in Osa.
Let me say this.
We look at the stress.
Fagon, they're picking, man. They're picking watching football again. The TV running for him right now. You can tell
And
you
they
school.
pretty a market dog.
They're picking, man. Fagon, let me say something to you. Where is Salamatu?
She's coming.
What you know about Salimanu before you say she's coming? Oh, I've been suspecting you. A lot of you got GPS on Salimatu car.
We just spoke. She just called me.
You got Salimatu number. Something wrong with you, eh?
James, I see your videos going around, you know, there before we break it. Oh, Salamatu called me. Oh, yo, hold on. Salamatu, where are you?
I told her to call
Fagon
you.
said he told you to call me. Where you at?
Mr. Fagon, please send me the video you're talking about regarding the president.
Oh, you about to leave?
Stanton, get it, man. Let's say
But you got me on the show now. I come on the show later. They how you call it? If I gonna say you can't do this show today, you know that Richardson is not yet. She's working. If I don't say you want me to call you, he cannot do the show without you being on.
Who's sending me message?
I mean, I'm saying it live, though. I'm saying that live. I'm saying that live. Fagon is so angry right now that you're not on. she said, stop it, man. All right, see you later. All right, we'll see you later. Thank you. she said, stop it, man. Listen, I'll say this to you, Fagon. Very, very, I know we get Reverend Tapper in the back, the chairman of Unity. I mean, all you mean that I say again, you mute that, Fagon. Reverend Tapper.
My water and juice.
I mean, hurry up.
Say that I hear you.
We got the chairman of Unity Party, Reverend Luther Tapper. Something is confusing. Is this a crew guy? Is he a crew man? Because the man say he can speak crew. When I get in the speak crew, chairman, then the man laid by, he gave it on me. So to them, we're trying. I want all the cool people from Saigon, from West Point, from Clarendon, from Sano, from Nukutan, you know, when I say Saigon and Nukutan, you know, I want everybody to come up. We want to know whether this guy, that crew guy, not just you say, now Friday, not for no Sion, now there what? No. I want to go deep in crew today. Yeah. I want to go deep in crew today. What? I beg you, yeah. But folks, it is important. It is very, very important that we have in the Reverend, the chairman of Unity Party, Reverend Luther Tapper. It's our guest tonight. We're going to talk about Friday, the 28th. James, can you put up the flyer real quick?
Yeah.
Can you pull up that flyer? Friday, the 28th. I want you to look at this. I told you guys that James was watching football game. Unity Party's April 28th announcement. Wherever you may find yourself, though, this is big. Wherever you may find yourself, you need to pay attention. If you listen by way of the radio, James, another thing, the music. I put that in the chat room, James. You got the music ready?
No.
Hey, James, good day.
Yeah.
I put it in the chat room.
I'll tell you what, it was not meant for a show.
No, it was. Please get it ready. And again, I want to say this. This is something that's very, very important. It's very, very important. I heard that this is the get ready music. I think the music is a good music, though. I just want you guys to listen to it because we are warming up. We are warming up. This is Unity Party. Jim, what are you doing to the music?
I'll tell you.
Ladies and gentlemen, partisans, sympathizers, and well-wishers of the Unity Party and Joseph Nyumabwaka's presidential bid, and Liberians alike, here comes the news you all been waiting for. Former Vice President and presidential candidate of the Unity Party, His Excellency Ambassador Joseph Nyumabwaka, will this Friday, April 28th, announce announce his vice presidential candidate and running mate to the people of Liberia and the world at large at 2:30 p.m. at the national headquarters of the Unity Party on Broad Street. JNB, head of the rescue mission, will be outside, so you need to be. Come with your drums, sangbas, salsas, trumpets, pop-tops, vuvuzelas, and sangbas this Friday, April 28th at 2:30 p.m. at the national headquarters of the Unity Party on Broad Street, where Rescue 1 will be naming Rescue 2 for the 2023 presidential and general elections in October. Performing artists will be there to entertain the day. Come in your green and white. Let's make the city green. It's happening at the national headquarters of the Unity Party on Broad Street. This Friday, April 28th. Ambassador Joseph Newman Boakai say, think Liberia, love Liberia, build Liberia. So see you at the Unity Party headquarters on Broad Street this Friday, April 28th. Don't miss it. No matter what kind of defense you build, no matter what kind of
Thank you very much, James. Good. The Flomo, we're going to be bringing in the Reverend Luther Tapper. You understand that how you call him? Leo is on his way. Fagon is coming back. Iremi Grave, Fadika, the entire house with a session of Dr. Richardson, who's working today. She will not be in studio because she's working, but we're glad to have Reverend Luther J. Tapper. And I want to ask you a question tonight. Maybe you're going to win yourself a prize, but we'll wait for Reverend Tapper. I want to say Reverend Luther J. Tapper. You know what the J stands for, but if you can tell me his grandfather's name. His grandfather and myself had the same crew name. If you know my crew name, then you know Reverend Tapper's grandfather's name. If you get that right, probably you can go receive 25 kg and bag of rice from Reverend Tapper. If you know what the name is, and you know my name, my crew name, if you call it on the show tonight, we are telling you, if you're the first person, you will receive a 25 kg bag of rice. You go there tomorrow, we'll take your information, and we'll also give you a special invite to the program, the Jose Yiman Bwaka announcement on the 28th, which is Friday. So guys, we will open the phone line for that. Remember I said it. We just want you to understand, be patient. Once you tell us on the show tonight, Reverend Luther J. Tapper grandfather name, it's the same name that I have. Okay? If you know my crew name, and his grandfather crew name, tomorrow when you are the first caller and you win, we're going to send you to the office of Reverend Luther J. Tapper. He will give you a 25 kg bag of rice. Hey, if I go. Tomorrow you will receive a 25 kg bag of rice. Okay. If you follow Fagon, you will miss it. If you get 25 kg bag of rice, you will also receive a special invite to be seated, because Joseph Yiman Bwaka will be naming rescue number 2, and you will not be in the group, you will be seated. Reverend Tapper will find a seat for you, and
if
you will
miss
have your
it, call
share.
it W.
Okay? Not W, not Joseph Fanocon, but trust me. Pardon, we are about to bring in Reverend Tapper tonight. It's 4:29. We got about 30 seconds to go. Talk to me. A lot of stuff is happening in the country right now. A lot of stuff is happening. You understand that we got a video, George Weah's standing up, he fell. And people say he will be taken out of the country because he's not too well. Well, if that is true, the sources are saying that, well, that's another thing. We're receiving information that the deal is struck. Things happening in Liberia very strangely. George Minor, we have cut the 3 days retreat program out because of something related to him, having some unstableness. He couldn't stand. He cut the 3 days off. He said, gentlemen, let's go back home. And most of all, today I was privileged to speak to Basunga family. Basunga promised to appear on Spoon. I will say this. He received the information that Joey had told the elders that I am going to fight your son, Basunga. And I spoke to Basunga today. Guys, stay tuned for this one. I spoke to Basunga today. Basunga said, where were they when my father And Charles Walker Bronson's father used to walk to Montreal just to go to college because they never had a kino fee. And I guess you guys, you don't know about this one, UJ. Even a man from Basso, he doesn't know.
The man who get
Besson guy said, but no, Besson guy said, where were they when my father stood in Charles Walker Bronson's father's wedding? And Charles Walker Bronson stood in my father's wedding. That you might tell about Basso people, you know what I mean by family. And Besson guy said, Stanton. Oh no.
So Besson guy father stood.
No, I'm not giving you information for you to use. Don't go on your father's fashion. I spoke to Besson guy. Besson guy will be appearing on Spoon at due time. Besson guy said, where were they when I said that Mita gave Grand Basso, Nima County, and Bon County 18 million, and the government cannot account for it? Oh, wait. I'm balancing popping all of my mouth. Remember, I am bringing people on, man.
That flower saw you coming bring us out.
No. The only thing I can eat are called green and potatoes green. The Liberian people know that. But I want to tell you today, get close to you. Listen, let me tell you something. There's a reason why Joe Manor we are ran away from Grand Basso, and he called that retreat shut. That's a reason. That's the reason why Joe Manor we have felt and the security grabbed him. We'll show you that tape. That's the reason. Besson guys said, but Stanton, go ask the people where were they when Charles Walker Bronsky and a family stood together in a wedding. Buddy, best of friends. That Joe we have Makai in my backyard and tell my people say he will fire me.
Wow.
I saw that the Reverend just got up. I'm going to bring the Reverend on. Folks, we're going to bring the Reverend on. We're going to have a very, very good show tonight because it is important to note. If you go to Grand Basso, you go to Buchanan, you sit with the elders, and you tell the elders about their son, and say you will find their son.
That was a big mistake.
You went to Buchanan. You called for a retreat where there was no money. I don't know what happened. She went up high or he drank something. He gets out of the chair and he fall down, and the security grabbed him. But at the end of the day, though, I want you to understand. You look at Al Hussein. You say, Al Hussein, go and tell the people at Grand Basso that I will fight their son. Then they ask you to say, who their son? Who are you talking about?
Wow.
Then the man say, I will fight Besonga family. Besonga? My fellow Liberians, just get glued to your radio or share the show. Besonga, you will fight Besonga.
Which means in Basso, the man from Besson. My
man. So then what I did was that I said, I was saying, this thing is troubling to me though. Let me go ahead now and call Besonga. Then I call Besonga. I say, Besson. Then I say, Stanton, how you doing? Then we talk. I say, remember, how you married with it? Then I say, Stanton, go and ask the people a few questions. I just want you to ask them. And I will repeat, then I will bring the chairman on. Because tonight it's all power, it's all fire. Then I say, but ask them, where were they when Charles Walker Bronsky, the founder of Liberty Party, father and my father, a buddy, standing each other wedding, chasing each other Jew, eating together. Where were they?
I can answer that question.
I can say that you guys love to play cha-cha. I would say as it is. Where were they when I see that Mita get $18 million to the people? And Jowia and Simon Twain and all of them refused to give it for county development fund. For those Basso, Nimba, and Bon County.
The weapon?
Oh, it's gone. A check-up.
Damn it.
And when the elders begin to ask the question to John Manor, we are check-up. You say, well, man, we can do the 3 days retreat. We got to call the thing short. He said, but what were there that children's school fee? No. The children school fee. You know how they pay the school fee? You know, saying the general hospital burned down. You know how people go to the hospital? Hey, Fadiga, talk to me, man. I want to see Eugene Fagon today. Talk to me, Fadiga.
Well, the thing is, my mom's house is right near the hospital. The house that burned right near the hospital. And let me tell you this story. Most people don't know this story, but it was the Liberian government doctors that burned my mom's house since early time now to this time. Almost how many years ago, and they still have not done anything about it. So just imagine that. My mom's house that was built by a Peace Corps volunteer way back in the 80s. So this is just how messed up things are. But the president shows desperation. I see desperation. There's a wave, there's a wind blowing in the country. If you put your ear to the ground, if you listen, you will hear there's something happening. We don't know yet, but I think Friday we'll see a lot of things. Friday, a lot of things will happen on Friday. Friday will set the stage and the tune for our election. People will know which direction because the Liberian people are getting brave. Now, one of the things I've noticed, the patients have run out and they are getting ready to lash out. And that one of the good things about Liberia, we are very predictable. When things ready to happen, you can feel it.
Yeah.
For some of us that pay attention to the signs and something, our people have given these guys so much opportunity that he abused to the point that the patients have run out.
Yeah.
Let me bring in Fagon. I'm not interrupting you because I see the Reverend. He's seated already. He's ready to come up. Fagon, 30 seconds real quick. I got to bring in Reverend.
I'm waiting the record. That record looking suspicious.
I've never seen the guy drinking from record.
Then you must know Barrow coming to the league. We're talking about Basso here. You can separate Barrow from Basso.
Then where you put James Sayers at D-back?
Yeah, I
will. Money, baby. But let me tell you something. That Nick Besson you'll be playing with. I want a Plankerton. I don't know if you ever heard about Plankerton, man. You ever heard about Plankerton, man? The man who said Deg Besson Ketan Kobai. Look, let me tell you something. Stanton, you said real quick 30 seconds. You kill the people cheering. The American people caught you, say you were involved with extrajudicial killings.
Hey.
We now know what Prince Johnson told her about the EPS guy. We know about the 6 journalists, the 3 boys that got missing. I can put the whole list down.
Yes, no, go ahead. Your 30 seconds, you say.
Yes, that one they put look at the post say, what kind of trouble we see so? Then you tell her you wrap the people money. The post say, what kind of trouble we see so? Then you brought drugs into the country and drug all the children in the town, in the country. The post say, but what going on? But now, 3 months, you have not paid the people 1 cent. 1 brown cent, even though you're collecting their money, but you can't pay them. Then you can't raise price up, gasoline price up, anything price, even a 3-day free call. You take it from the people. It gone. You took it from them. You turn around, you saw the people mounting in Bomi. You and your friend, eh? You saw it in Bapolu, you and your friend, eh? You took the people go, you gave it to the Turkish people. They put cyanide in the water and gave it to the Vapo. They say Vapo Majinde. The Vapo spoke VAR. They say Kabalonoi because I had it call me. Kabalonoi, yeah, fair. Meaning Kabalonoi, the devil's son-in-law. The devil's son-in-law, I had it call me Kabalonoi. They say Kabalonoi, yeah, fair. Meaning, and you see it. Then you go to Basso. You don't want brother all the news with you either put 18 million.
But wait, that joke. When Besson got sue the people, that's something that we have. Besson got sue the government.
And me myself, we sue the
government. Besson got sue the government. Besson got said, when I send you for that thing, you allow me say I was saying passport. You go eat, I said I meet up money. I'm not sending for that thing. Then you must carry my bag here and say you will fight me. What you fighting me for? How many children school fee you not pay in Buchanan? Your hospital burned now, you better. How many roads have you built in Buchanan? No, don't be so mad. Don't tell me say I'm a biso. No, don't tell me I'm a biso. Man, we talk all today. Go ask what happened in Keresbella this morning. Man, we talk all. No, Jesus will always be the capital son. Let's bring in the Reverend. When you talk about Jesus, you gotta bring in Reverend Tapper. The Reverend, how you doing?
Still great to see you, my friend. And Honorable Fagon.
Don't bring CV Bene. Bring CV Bene. We'll have problem.
You guys are quite entertaining. Thank you so much for having me on your platform. It's always a joy to be with you on Spoon Talk, and it's indeed a pleasure to be with you today.
Thank you very much, the Reverend Luther.
So what's your traditional name?
Oh, Mama, you won't win that burger, right? I will not give you no expo.
And for the people, we need
I
that
will not
name.
give you no expo, my man.
We need that name, and I will tell you real quick though, you get yourself one bag of 25 kg. If you can call the traditional name of Reverend Tapper, his grandfather's traditional name. As I heard the name today, and I'm connected to the name because that's my name. I've been calling the name on the show. Once you call that name and we open the phone line, tomorrow go pick your 25 kg and you get a special invite to the program on Friday. Okay? You want to say whether you're a UP or you're not a UP, you're a Liberian, go get your bank arrest when you get the name right. I want to say you're welcome, the Reverend Tapper. We appreciate you to honor our invitation. We want to say thank you very much. A lot is at stake. A lot is at stake. We just want to clean a little bit on the Basonga issue. Then we'll bring you in. Let me bring in the retired Colonel Remy Gray. Then we're going to bring you in for you to tell us about you, the program on Friday, and what we're looking forward to. The nation is yearning towards something. The nation is hungry right now. The president of the Republic of Liberia took his ministers and his director in the backyard of Basonga family. They sat there. They were to have 3 days of retreat. Talk about the everyday situation. On the first day, Ambassador McCarthy put out a release, condemn the government, condemn everything that this government have ever done. All 3 branches of government. The president getting out of the chair, he fell. James, you got that ready? I want the Reverend to see it. Maybe the Reverend was preaching, he didn't see it. James, you got it ready? James, good day.
I think they say you're going to push a quarter.
Yeah, play. If you soon go back to Liberia, let you be watching football game. James, play. We're not hearing you, James. You got to come. We don't understand sign languages, brother. Don't hold us back.
You talking about the music?
I'm talking about the president falling in the chair.
Hey, you see trouble.
I told Fagon to send it to me. I was saying he did not.
It's in the chat room. Fagon, can you please send it to him again? We'll come back to you, James.
I'm here for the power bill.
No, that okay. You're not a CDC sympathizer one way or the other. That's getting a slack. But no, Reverend,
this time Piggy say he is out.
Oh, thank God for him. Reverend, it's very serious. Let's have a very serious conversation today. Our president cut out his 3 days retreat. Cut it off. Our president said we got to go back home because we heard that JMB have confirmed somebody and his announcement is coming up on Friday. You talk to us. What is happening with our nation? What's going on from the Unity Party standpoint? Why are we here? And what should we expect on Friday?
Well, let me first of all thank you again, CEO, for having me. And of course, first time to meet Mr. Great and Mr. Fadiga. First time to share this platform with you. Honorable Fagon, once again, thank you. I have seen you, Mr. Fagon, over the past few months, seeing you vected your frustration at the government you serve and your advocacy for the people of Liberia. And of course, they remain very intransigent to listen to your wisdom. And I'm very pleased to know now that Mr. Vacon, you have joined the train of the opposition, not because you love your country, and I want to personally thank you for that 360-degree change, that you are not following personality, you want the best for your country, and I salute you, sir, for everything you've been doing for Liberia. Now, CEO, to your question, about, in fact, the video that you're talking about, it was on Mr. Vacon's page that I saw being displayed of the president. I cannot really tell whether it's a health problem. If it's a health problem, then of course our speedy recovery to him. We wish him best. He's our president for the next few months. I call him the respect that is due that office. And if he's not well, we send him our speedy recovery. If what happened to him is as a result of the shock that GMB is about to name Rescue 2, then I think is a clear indication that Mr. Weir and the CDC are deeply worried because from Friday, as Vagon will always say, the train have already left the station. The entire Liberia is on board. We are ready to rescue our country from ineptness, incompetence, corruption. We are ready to move our country forward from bad leadership, from perennial, continuous corruption that we have witnessed. And I tell you, if President Weir heard this news and for which his body is reacting the way it did, then I think that's the beginning, because from Friday, the train has taken off and we are going to go on with all the speed we have to ensure that Liberians everywhere will be on board, home and abroad. Because look, we fought war in this country. Over 300,000 of our people die. And everyone thought that, after the Civil War, there will be a new country. But we begin to see the same rampant corruption. We begin to see the braggadocious display of presidents who just don't care about the people, care about themselves. Man who does not want to take correction even from those who love him. I learned as a Zambia proverb when I was in Zambia a few years ago, that it is only people who love you who will tell you your mouth is smelling, because they love you. They want you to have a fresh breath air. They don't want others to gossip about you. But if President Weir can push people like Eugene Fagon, he can push away people like Besanga Finlay, then it's a clear indication that President Weir is not in this for Liberia. He's in this for himself and his clones around him. And I tell you, from Friday, this coming Friday, Liberia is going to shake. Not only in Monrovia, in all the 15 counties, people are mobilizing. They are going to stick with the Spoon TV. Spoon TV, thank you so much. You came on the right spot of history. What our people all the way in Kanaplay, in Bojise, all the way in other parts in Greenville will be stuck to the Spoon TV to see a birthing of a new nation built on hope, integrity, and an end to corruption. And so Friday, the euphoria is in the air. People are excited. I've gotten calls and calls. I can't even sleep, even up to 3 a.m. People are asking, "Oh, Chairman, what do we need to do?" Look, when God is about to redeem a country, this is just a sign. People are tired with Liberia being a laughingstock all over the world. We are just there praising Nigeria, praising Ghana, and we have the same 5 senses. And I tell you, from Friday, coming Friday, CEO and the panelists, I want to tell you that Liberia is going to have a turnaround, and we're no longer going to go to that same routine of corruption, ineptness, and no love for country, no patriotism, where people think that Liberia is their own patrimony, where they can steal and take whatever they're going to have. And I've always said, and I'm going to say, once we are on board this train that's going to deliver Rescue 1 and Rescue 2, we are going to clean up the mess and set a new foundation for the new Liberia. We are too old to look like this. We are too old not to be able to pay attention to things that have impeded our progress as a country. And so I tell you, all over the country, everyone is excited. GMB is fired up. He's looking younger. He's looking very energized. And I tell you, I was at the party headquarters just an hour ago. People are there today. People came from the church, from the mosques, dancing. And you see wheelbarrow kids to push their wheelbarrow and come to the party headquarters, motorcycle rider, and say, now we are ready to redeem Liberia. So I'm excited to provide that leadership as a party chairman, along with other friendly political institutions joining us to make sure that Liberia is rescued coming October 10th.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. You went straight into the Bible. I like to say this before I bring the guys in to ask you their question. We'll do our side conversation later. The good Bible, which I believe, 2 Chronicles 7:14. It says, if my people who are called by my name, if my people who are called by my name shall humble themselves and pray and seek my face. And Reverend, you know the scripture, and turn from the wicked ways, then I will hear from heaven and will forgive their sin and will heal their land. Reverend Tapper, you are saying that healing is coming to Liberia. Redemption is coming back. Because the people beginning to humble themselves. They are praying to God for a new transformation. I'm not saying it's only Joseph Boakai in the race. You had Mr. Cummings, Tewan Gunglo, but something is happening. The people become to be fearless, and they're going to make the case. Reverend, as a Reverend, lay this thing out with 30 seconds. Talk to Liberians listening to you tonight. My people, if my people who are called by my name, and every Liberian, every churches, even the box, they got to listen. If you are called by the name of God, if you are called and believing in your God, and know that Liberia need to be redeemed, I want you to talk to us 30 seconds on that note. It's very important, and we'll bring it back on.
No, CEO, you can't take a groundhog to the sugarcane farm and teach him how to eat the sugarcane. He's going to go right there. That is, look, I had an experience last year when I went to Bond County. There's a mountain there in Bond County where ordinary Liberians from around the country will gather. These men and women will go there by themselves, not praying for themselves, but praying for their country with tears. God, what is wrong with our country? We have fought war. We've killed each other. When are we going to smile? What is the suffering so much on Liberians? See, when I went there, next time you come to Liberia, let me know. I'm going to take you there. There are men and women who by themselves from around the 15 countries pay their own way, just lie down on a rock below the mountain, praying for this country. They're not praying for themselves, praying that God will remember Liberia. And I tell you, Liberia is about to be rescued and redeemed. With Joseph Nyaman Boakai, a man who walked from Foya 3 weeks into Monrovia, had no one to pick his card, and was able to rise from the fringes of poverty to rise to become vice president on 2 terms. And whenever I sit with him, he's going to tell me, he said, Tapper, I know what's wrong with this country. I'm not anxious to be president. I just want to make it work. I want Liberians to give me the chance to fix the mess this country has been experiencing. You cannot sit with this man without not hearing something about Liberia. He's frustrated. This is a man who lived in the same house for over 42 years. After even was vice president, the same house. There's everything the same. This is a man who, when he left the office, he left money in the office for his predecessor, someone who's going to take over for him. This man is ready to rescue the country from day one. And I'm very optimistic that this rescue too will share similar sentiments and aspirations of Joseph Nyaman Boakai, because Liberians have prayed too long. I feel this is the time that Liberia will be redeemed from corruption, from bad leadership, in a country we all will be proud of. There have been prophecy about this country, and I tell you, from what I'm feeling within, from what I'm seeing around, from what I experienced at the party headquarters today, Liberians home and abroad, sending family to the party headquarters and say, I will not be there, but I want you to be there and represent me in this time of turning the corner to build a new Liberia under Joseph Nyaman Boakai. It's going to shake the country. It's going to be a complete turnaround. Coming Friday, the nation will be rejoicing in Liberians home and abroad. I want to ask you that you pray for us. The crowd is going to be too much, but Liberians, as a chairman of the Unity Party, I can assure you we're not going to go back to status quo. We're going to hit the ground running from day one. Once you trust Joseph Nyaman Boakai and Rescue 2 with the leadership of the party and the nation coming October 10, I tell you, you will not be disappointed. And of course, with Reverend Tapper, who personally, I've always said, I did not come to politics to be an additional problem. I came to be a solution. I did not come here to steal. I came to make sure that Liberia work. And I know that many religious people around the country Liberians who love their nation so well are praying that one day God is going to bring the leaders. Now is the time. Friday, don't let that history miss you. We will change this country. We are determined. Unity Party with Joseph Nyuma Boakai as the pilot of the plane and Rescue 2, who has been named. We will redeem this country. I can give you that for
Thank
fact.
Thank you very much, Reverend. Thank you. While Fagon will be back, let me go to Hussein. Yes, thank you very much, Colonel Gray. You just got to make a little bit adjustment because your camera just, cutting your head off. Hussein, you listen to the chairman. This is Unity Party chairman now. I mean, the men that are making these decisions. Somebody play something. So Hussein, your question for the chairman. Talk to us what you're hearing, what you're seeing. Talk to the chairman.
Well, it's evening on your end, almost evening on this end. Good evening, Reverend Tapper. I have two, well, I usually say easy question because I don't think we tend to pose hard question, and I don't think there's any question that you won't be able to answer. But thanks for coming to the platform. I have two simple questions for you. Sometime last year, I think specifically around August 12th of last year, your house was attacked by firebomb by individual or individuals we do not know. What is the outcome of that case? And do you fear for your life or do you feel safe right now in Liberia?
Well, last year, when I won elections around the 27th of July, and I returned home with my family. A few days later, my house was burnt, and it was quite surprising. A lot of time they said that Liberia was not safe, but it became very personal to me when that happened to me, because when I won elections, I was very clear. I came on board to help the Unity Party, to help Joseph Boakai, so that we can deliver this country from corruption and bad leadership. And my house was bombed. A neighbor who lived around the Freeport area, who was brought in our neighborhood, saw 3 men from a black car drove by, reverse, because I have 2 houses there, through the bomb. And the man was flabbergasted. Why were these people around this man's house in such very late time, around 2:00 a.m.? He was up there watching the whole thing. And as soon as they threw it, the petrol, it just lit up. But as God could have it, I was up on my computer. And my son came out. He had to open the door. And my biological 3 children who were in the house were rescued. My family members, nephews and sons and daughters who were with me were also rescued. We lost everything. I lost my car. I lost everything. And surprisingly, when the government came in, they said it was an extension cord that was in the ceiling that caused the fire. Now, I've been living in that house for many years, and I cannot remember when I've ever put an extension cord in the ceiling. But I knew when I signed in for this that my life was going to be threatened. When I was in the view, I was clear. I would not be intimidated. This is my country. I was born here. I have no foreign blood in me. I'm going to stand up for my mother's land, for my father's land. And if there's somebody that think will stand along with Joseph Nyuma Boakai to redeem Liberia, it will be Luther Tapper. And even though I lost thousands of personal belongings, money, and lost my vehicle and lost many things, but I knew that was the price I need to pay in order to be part of the team that will rescue Liberia. Do I feel safe right now? Well, my times are in God's hand. I believe that no matter what, I'm not going to be careless, but we are aware that when you are going through against a cartel who do not want to see a transformed Liberia, they're going to do everything to intimidate you. But my times are in God's hand. God is going to protect me. God is going to protect my family. That is what I strongly believe going forward.
Thank you so much. My second question. In 2022, last year, senatorial by-election, critics believe that it was the first time the Unity Party dominance in Lofa County were put to a test. Your candidate, I don't think you were chairman at that time, but your candidate, Gadaman Katuman, was defeated by a CDC-backed candidate, Joseph Jala. The margin was little, but what was disturbing at that time, even despite Ambassador Boyka vigorous campaigning, we saw that even in the district where he came from, he kind of did perform dismally there. The margin, I think, was around 5,000 compared to almost 16,000 that he got in 2017. Now, my question to you is, there is this wave moving around the country, and like you said, there will be a tsunami of people coming up on Friday. Some of us that are political analysts are looking at it, and we feel it too, that it might happen. Burka could easily win the first round. The election is actually won during the second round. My question is, what mechanism have you guys put in place, knowing full well that you cannot win the election alone? How are you guys going to reach out to opposition, unite the opposition, something that we desperately need? What strategy have you guys put in place to make sure that those that will not make it to the finish line will come and join you? Because we saw this in 2017, and this could be a replay of 2017. What are you guys doing to make sure that it doesn't happen?
Well, first of all, Mr. Fadiga, as a political actor now, it is my hope that we're going to win this election first round. But peradventure, if we don't, it is my hope. But peradventure, if we don't, we have Plan B. And when I became chairman of the Unity Party, one of the fundamental pillars that I campaigned on was to ensure that the opposition bloc come together. Once we are together, it will become very difficult for the ruling party to win. And I have made frantic efforts to reach out to every political actor in the opposition bloc. The NC, Mr. Yuri, Senator Kanga, the Rainbow Alliance, Mr. Simeon Freeman, all of these political actors in our country have had personal meetings with them, because I'm aware that even though the Unity Party is the largest in the opposition bloc, but every party is important, every party is needed, especially when you are going against the incumbent. And so even if we got to this point where it will be extremely difficult to bring the entire opposition bloc together, there are still Plan B, where we are doing some on-the-ground workings and relating with people who may not feel obliged to join on the UP train at this time. We're keeping those lines of engagements. We want to make sure that President Weah is a one-term president. Because if the first half of the game looking like this, my people, how the second half will look like? So we are doing everything within our power as opposition to bring everybody together. And even on Friday, today, I told my national committee, executive committee of the coordinating committee of the Unity Party, that we must send invitations to every important person in the opposition bloc to attend this event. These are all friendly moves geared towards bringing everybody together, even in the second round if we have to. If Unity Party does not come second, which I would doubt, whoever comes, if Mr. Cummings comes second, we will go his way. And we want to make that a same appeal to him as well. If he doesn't come second and we manage to come second, offers, we will appeal to him and the ANC people. These are brilliant minds. These are good people who have a great vision for the country. It's just that politics is very dynamic and it's seasonal. That's one of the things that people need to understand. But whatever the case, it is everyone is able to go ahead and and vow for the office. But we are keeping those friendly conversation even behind the scene, hoping that when we cross into the second round, we're going to get the support of everyone, and vice versa. We'll do the same for anyone who goes into the agent. And I want to say, any other person in the opposition bloc is better than President Weah for the second
Okay,
place, to be honest.
because that has been one of the problem with most of the critics of this. I know you're saying it, but can you guys put that into writing? There is some framework that make it binding that you guys should support one another when we go to the second round, or whoever make it.
As the chairman of the Unity Party, I'm ready to lead that conversation. That is to tell you how determined we are, because any other opposition leader is better to sit on the seat of our presidency than President George Weah. So we would go into such agreements.
Thank you very much, Reverend. I'm sorry that I stepped out because it was important closing down the office over here. But Honorable Fagon, Remy Gray, Leopoldo Johnson, Leo Leopoldo Johnson. Let's talk to our guest for tonight. Honorable Fagon.
Well, thank you for the compliments, Chairman Tapper, Reverend Chairman Tapper. I think that's the appropriate way. We put God first, and then we put your title second. Let me thank you for the compliments and say to you that Liberia is our country, and it will be a mistake for anyone to think that a government that kills its citizens, murder its citizens, as the State Department reported, a government that drugs the future leaders of the country, a government that steals royalties. When I say steal, an example would be Kitman, Bapulu, and Bomi, as well as Nimba, Bong, and Bassa. A government that carries out unusual punishment, torture. A government that is well-versed and noted for corruption, that is documented. An example would be the 30 million stimulus package, the $11 billion rice saga, and the list can go on and on. I don't need to name all of that. A government that will take the employees' salaries and give it to the president to travel and watch the World Cup game, only to come back and cannot recover the money. A government that will know that we're having elections this year and blow up the money on travel expenses and now scribbling for the money to replace for NEC, while at the same time paying over $200,000 for car rental, trying to organize a cabinet retreat, but yet looking at NEC sitting without the money to carry out elections. I don't see a Liberian in the right frame of mind. Not Kumis, not Ure, not Yombli, that will not come out with the people tomorrow. I don't see that person. And if that happens on Friday, then we know who's on the side of the people. Because we cannot sit on this platform, and I'm coming to my question to you, and everybody agree that they want an opposition ticket that would defeat George Weah, right? And all the polls show that they wanted a JMB first and a Kumi second at one point. Now that the train has left the station, thanks to me, I was the only guy trained to drive the train. And, Remy Gray talking about train tire, but he know now that we got metal, like iron we got on the train. The tire can't bust, it can't get flat. But it now sends us to where we are right now. That the Liberian people have decided that the country must be rescued. Everyone you talk to says the same thing. That we are in problem and the country must be rescued. Rescued from the drugs, rescued from corruption, rescued from the killings, rescued from whatever they said. The country must be rescued. And they are coming outside on Friday, mainly because of all these things, but most importantly, they have not taken pay for 3 months. So they want to send a message also that not because you're choosing Rescue 2. My question to you, the first question, we anticipate a huge gathering of Liberian people. Are there any plans in place? One, for the ambulances, remember they're taxpayers. For security, remember they're taxpayers. And also, if we can scribble from here and there, to have the small water bottle, a plastic bag of water and stuff like that. Not food.
Sachet bag of water, sachet.
Sachet bag. The man was selling all that in there before. I don't know where they bought come from. But anyways, tell me what plans you have in place. We have no question as to what the multitude of people will be. That's not an issue, it's not a question. But what plans you have in place for security, for water, and for ambulances in the event people faint or they pass out, you know, from tiredness, exhaustion, because I'm told people will be coming out as early as Thursday night.
Well, thank you, Mr. Falcon. Today, I left my home around 8:30 at the party headquarters where we had a national coordinating committee meeting in an event of planning this huge program coming up on Friday. And I agree with you. The number is going to be overwhelming. It's going to be a mammoth crowd. People who feel their hopes were dashed when they walk all long distances to put President Weah to make him president. Young people who are selling their cold water and water side are now very disenfranchised. He dashed their hope when he built mansions for himself just 6 months after being inaugurated. There are people who, I remember 2017, were talking to motorcyclists who would say, oh, you know, Papa, don't listen to that man. Don't listen to us. Oh, you know, the party people are foolish people. They're not going to make it. Motorcyclists, I'm telling you today, even when I got home, the leadership of the motorcyclists, about 1,000 of them, 1,000 of motorbikes, are mobilizing among themselves, buying their own gas to go there and tell GMB and Rescue 2 that you are the hope we have been waiting for. The markets, red lights, where people used to go for their daily hustle, have been completely marginalized, where people wake up now and they cannot even get money to pay their children's school fee. I'm an educator before I came to the politics. People that used to pay their children's school fee a year, market women, they can no longer do it. People who are working cannot even take paid on time. The country is in an economic pandemonium. But Liberians are only waiting for that October 10, and their hope is in the Unity Party. Mrs. Vagon, we are prepared. I was so very touched today to get a call from a very prominent Liberian medical doctor. I'm not going to call his name. He said, Chairman Tapper, I'm calling you because I'm going to come there with my entire medical team to provide medical services for our people. That is all I can do. I got a call from another nurse saying I'm going to be in my uniform. We got calls from old security people who serve in Madam Sally, even beyond that time, who are so much disenfranchised, cannot see a brighter future with President Weah's second term. They said we are coming to provide security. People are just coming by themselves. It's unprecedented. It's a clear indication that they are tired with a regime that have dashed their hope, a regime that have no security. Look at the young people. We have a myriad of army of young people who are living in graveyard on drugs. The Americans have to call the government attention. 100 million works of drugs. These are our future. They have abandoned school, living in graveyard, burning children. These are all alarming situations. They come in. Those of them even who call themselves Zogos. They said, I got a call from some of them. Said, Chairman, I'm coming. Is there any teacher? I said, my friend, no teacher, just come. People are coming. There's going to be a mammoth crowd, major outturn from around the nearby counties and beyond. And we are preparing as a party. Someone came to me and said, I'm going to bring a truck of water I would be there. So the goodwill. Sometimes I say, but how can people so much want to
I'm
do all
sorry,
this?
it's a lot. Reverend, please consider reducing the time to you answering the question because we got a lot of questions. Forgive us to interrupt you.
Yeah,
but let me bring
so
in Fagon with his second question real quick, and we're gonna go to
okay.
Remy Gray and Mr. Johnson. Fagon, your second question, sir.
My second question, I could have made it long so you could talk long, but I want to make it short, less than 30 seconds. You only have to answer me yes or no. You saw the State Department report, period. Under a UP-led government, yes or no, will the UP-led government engage in extrajudicial killings?
Absolutely no.
Will the UP government get involved with corruption massively?
We will not tolerate it. As a chairman,
will
I
the
will ensure
UP
that.
government import drugs, billions of dollars worth of drugs into the country? Yes or no?
God forbid, we want to rescue the youth from drugs. Absolutely no.
Will the UP government steal the people royalties money from Asila Meter or Western Cluster? Will they steal the money? Yes or no?
There have been no history of stealing in Joseph Buckeye's public life. The answer is no. We will not steal.
Thank you, Fagon.
We
will come back
people.
to you because you are creating. I like what you're doing, Fagon, because now we can use this tape tomorrow and remind the Liberian folks and remind Reverend Tapper of his yes or no answer. I said thank you, Remy Gray. Talk to us. Talk to the Reverend.
Good day, Reverend. This is again Colonel Gray, and one of the individuals I would have loved to see here making all of these commitments is the Ambassador Buckeye, because he might say those were his word, not mine. Commitment is something that should be personal, but in line with bringing mainstream Liberians on board. One of the downsides of this administration that we have is the fact that they alienated every other Liberian, unless somebody wearing a beret with some funny three-letter word that says CDC. So as a result, we have a nation where it's like two Liberias. There's one where you have to be identified with that beret or maybe with some party to even be served with something that you pay money for. So Liberia under the Unity Party, one would hope, would depart itself from that lifestyle, where you don't have to be a member of the Unity Party to be served or to be called to serve. So what is your assurance that the Unity Party will organize itself as an all-inclusive government if they take leadership of our country?
Well, thank you, Mr. Gray. The Unity Party, in its constitutional preamble, is very clear. It's a party that brings Liberians together for the social economic development of the country. Unity Party would not follow or emulate this very terrible record that CDC has introduced in our national body politics, that if you are not sedition. I know even if they had the chance to control the oxygen we breathe, it will only be in nostril of seditions. And those of us who are not seditions who will have been dead and gone. Unity Party has a history of bringing people from all walks of life. When we ruled the country for 12 years, people of different political spectrum and association were given chance, opportunities under Madam Salif and Ambassador Boycott. And I tell you, Mr. Gray, we're going to do even more because Liberians cannot even believe that under President Ware is us versus them kind of mantra that they are promoting. You are not sedition, you can't get this. So what happened to the rest of us who are not sedition? We're not going to go that route. We are the party of the country. We want to bring Liberians together, those who love us, those who don't like us. As long as you're Liberian, you have a place in this country. You will not be deprived of any kind of service that's duly yours, or because in the name you don't belong to Unity Party. We are tolerant. Joseph Nyuma Boakai is a man who you look around him, people from all over. He said to us the last time in a meeting, when I become president, every county will have a minister. Every county, whether you love me or you don't, we have to serve this country. That is his heart. And I can show you, Mr. Gray, that Liberians should count on us. We will definitely rescue this country and not lock it up again in another bondage of nomenclature, compartmentalization. No, we're going to solve and serve Liberians. I don't care where you come from, what your social background is. We are determined to rescue Liberia, where the country will be good and better for all.
All right. My second question is along the line of unity. When I looked at your background as a reverend, one of the fundamentals that anyone can imagine is the ability to unify people. Establish a corridor where people will live in harmony, or tranquilize their hopes and dreams. Now, you talk about Friday being, you hope you'll be a good Friday, but there are other 2 Fridays. There is Friday the 13th, and then there's Friday, also known as the Friday in which somebody was prominent was executed in human history. Okay. Now, my question to you, folks have been gearing up to be rescued too. And clearly those folks, not all of them, but one probably would be coming out as rescued too. There'll be some bitter pills that will be left in the mouth of others based on their anticipation. I'm not going to ask you to tell me how you mitigate that kind of conflict that will grip your campaign, but I just want you to comment. What are some of the outreach that you've done in that endeavor to mitigate that situation?
Very good question. In our effort to keep the opposition bloc together, we are very much aware that from Friday, there will be some emotional shaking. It's normal. It's very normal. Sometimes people anticipate something and they didn't get it. Of course, it's human to demonstrate something, but I can assure you, Mr. Gray, that the team is ready. We've already started reaching out. Without the second rescue director being named, we've already started. And going forward, even tomorrow, up to Saturday, Sunday, we want to reach out to everyone who matters, who wants this country rescued. And one thing I know about Liberians, even the political actors, we are all very disappointed in Judge Weah. We are very disappointed. Our country is not heading in the right direction. And each of them, I don't care whoever, is aware that giving Judge Weah a second term is like taking not only chloroquine, it's like a rat poison. Because the country will be completely flushed down the toilet. And so each of the political actor is aware. And so we are putting in a mechanism to reach out to them. We're going to visit them in their homes. We want to talk to them. We want to get people who they believe in to see the big picture. And guess what? I have absolutely no doubt that each of them would know that the interest of the country is far above the personal interests, because we all want to work together to build this country.
Thank you very much, Reverend. Mr. Johnson?
Yeah, good to see you, Chairman Tapper, and thank you for being with us, and greetings to everyone on the panelists as well. So my first question to you, Chairman Tapper, a lot of Liberians have been crying and asking for the plans from all the candidates, not just UP, in fact, all of the candidates in the race. And we've been hearing of Rescue 1 and Rescue 2 being JMB and his VP pick, soon to be announced on Friday. The question is, don't you think you're picking Rescue 1 and Rescue 2 with no job description? As I've been checking your website religiously, and there is yet any plan as to what JMB will really do to rescue the country. So don't you think you're picking the captains with no job description to see whether they are competent? And finally, the ambassadors that have been driving the train and trying to advocate for Rescue 1 and Rescue 2 seem to be the same people 6 months ago that denigrated him, called him a battery toting man, he can die anytime, he's incompetent to be president for the Republic of Liberia, including Senator Prince Johnson, including Henry Costa, including all of them. Don't you think, what is JMB willing to sacrifice? And do you think these are the best ambassador that can represent JMB out there, the same people who denigrated him and said he was incompetent to be president?
Well, on your first question, GMB has served in the public space for over 30 years. The records are there. Wherever he served, he has delivered above and beyond. So the records are there. So I absolutely have no doubt in his ability to serve as a president who will really deliver Liberia and solve some of our perennial problems. On the issue of his vision, I can assure you, after JMB names the Rescue 2 on Friday, very soon, both of them going to read out their vision, their plan for Liberia year by year, what they intend to do in the first year of service. When the Liberian people entrust them with that great office, what they're going to do and how they're going to serve the Liberian people, we're going to see that after the naming of the running mate. Well, on the issue of, people who are denigrating GMB, he want to work with that. It's a sign of good leadership. Someone who can curse you, someone who can say a lot of things about you, as you said, and then you say, well, I'm still willing to work with you. It's a clear indication of mature leadership, and that's what Liberia needs. Not Jovial kind of leadership. By the time you try to advise him, they're keeping speech from you. We need someone who can listen, who's going to put personal feelings aside.
And just a quick
follow-up.
follow-up.
For the sake of this country, I'm going to do this. So I believe that for JMB to say, I want to talk to Senator Prince Johnson, he's a political actor, great senator for his people for many years. And that's politics. We can say a lot of things to each other, but guess what? Beyond the scene, they're friends. There's a political, politics is a theater where you come and act sometimes, but that doesn't mean that they don't have a relationship. So if GMB will say, you know what, my arms are open, and let's Senator Prince Johnson and every other person come on board, it's a clear indication of an incredible leadership that Liberia needs as we go on this rescue mission.
Thank you very much, Reverend Tapper. So I'll just put my last question into the fold and you can answer it. I heard you say Senator Prince Johnson is a great senator for his county. That would be very interesting to hear your rebuttal on whether he is. You didn't answer the first question really about his plan. You said you've seen his results, and yeah, true, he's been in politics for long, but you still did not show us where that plan is with 5 months to the election. So it might be great if you come back to it. And my final question is going to be, as you all anticipate that we anticipate that there will be a second round, can you unequivocally say that the United Party is fully committed that if they do not make it to the second round, they are fully committed that JMB will raise their hands and fully support any candidate that make it to the second round, including Alexander Cummings?
My answer is yes, we will. Any other person in the opposition bloc is by far better than George Weah for the next 6 years. So as the chairman, if we do not make it to the second round, which I doubt, but if we do not, we will commit our party to support any other person in the opposition bloc who comes second to make sure that George Weah does not go back to become president of Liberia the second time.
Thank you very much, Reverend. We're going to do the second round, the second cycle of our question. We got a lot to cover today. But let me ask you, let me be very, very, strong in my questioning. Thank you. As I question you, let me bring this. Listen, we understand that JMB have decided as to who he would take as his running mate. Reverend Tapper, a lot of names came about. Senator Yombly Kanga Lawrence from Grand Bassa. We heard the name. Henry Pedro Costa. We heard Tawan Gunglo. We heard Jeremiah Cohn. Today is Wednesday, the 26th. Your program is scheduled for the 28th. Some time ago, we heard Banda Yuri. Have Joseph Yiman Boaka reached out to all parties, everyone involved, to tell them that he have decided, and have he done his mini money board that you are not in, you are not out? Can you talk to us? Have he reached out to Banda Yuri? Have he reached out to Yombly? Have he reached out to Tawan Gunglo? Have he reached out to Jeremiah Cohn? Have he spoken to them? Have he spoken to Costa, saying, listen, I've made up my mind, you are not the candidate, I will not be carrying you, but I love to work with you? Have he done that, Chairman Tapper? And I will ask you my second question, sir.
The answer, CEO, is yes. About a week ago, I was with Senator Joseph Boakai in Grand Bassa, where we attended 8 churches on a single Sunday, 8 churches. And from there, he had a tete-a-tete meeting with Senator Yombly. We came back. He had a meeting with, today he had a meeting with Honorable Yuri. He had a meeting with Senator Cohn. He had a meeting with the leadership of Rainbow Alliance. He's been on a consultative path, meeting all the political actors, apparently preparing their minds for the announcement on Friday. Yes, he is doing that, and I know even tomorrow he has a group of other people he's going to meet. He has reached out to Mr. Henry Costa, who has been a strong supporter of GMB for a very long time, and be assured that the president waiting has been reaching out to every political actor, preparing their mind for Friday.
Real quick, my second question. The process of elimination, you say it is done. Hey, Labrador folks want to hear from you. You are the chairman. Who's in? Who out? Don't tell me who Rescue 2 going to be. But you said he reached out to Banda Yuri. I'm not going to squeeze you. If you can tell us.
CEO, what I'm not going to do.
I can know you, but I got to jam you. I'm not asking you to announce.
What I'm not going to do on this show is to let
the
cat out of the bag.
Go to the place. You're not there for
Go there on Friday and hear this good announcement.
But then you are asking the chairman.
If you believe in Josiah Newman Boakai and believe in his wisdom, I can assure you Friday you will not regret. He's going to pick a person of his kind with vision, with integrity, patriotic spirit.
Chairman,
rescue Liberia. But
Chairman, on a serious note, I know you won't answer that question. Leo sent me the question to ask you, by the way. Congrats, Leo. You didn't answer your question. But let me ask you this, though, Chairman. A lot of things happening right now. If going to the program on Friday, empty chairs, there is no Costa, there is no Yombly, there is no Yuri, there is no DeLong, there is no Tawan. There is no, those political folks that have surrounded themselves and they have been supporting JMB. If you, Chairman, you look left, you look right. They are not present. They are not, Yeke Koluba is not at the program. Talk to us.
The chairman will call the chairman's sick.
I'm begging you, Eugene, this is very important for the Liberian people to understand. Because we are hearing, I can say to you, if I tell you, say I'm hearing, it's true. Some of those leaders are saying they will not attend because of the Omen decision to carry somebody. Can you help Liberians tonight understand? If you look left and right, there is no Yombly, DeLong, Yeke Koluba, Costa, Banda Yuri. any of the Ure family, any of the Yombly camp, Jonathan Capet, Steve Zyko. Mr. Chairman, what become of the collaboration?
We sent out invitation to every opposition leader that we know of. And up to this point, in fact, including the foreign embassies around the country, we have started receiving emails of expressing interest of attending this grand national event of our standard bearer naming Rescue 2. I am optimistic. I am very sure that these political actors who so much love this country will not stay away from such a very pivotal program that would redirect Liberia in the right direction. I'm very sure Honorable Ure will be there. I'm very sure that Henry Costa is going to be there. I'm sure that Dillon is going to be there. Senator Nyambly is going to be, Senator Cohn is going to be there. Everyone is going to be there. I'm very optimistic because all of these men and women have been great partners of our party, and I've stood with Josiah Newman Boakai, and he's a man of peace. He brings everybody together. He's making every frantic effort to ensure that they come. And I show, like one of you asked, there will be some disappointment. It's normal in the political process. But I'm very optimistic that all these political actors who love this country will not stay away from such a momentous occasion that would send a real signal to CDC.
My last question to you, because I will be frank with you, sir. Maybe I'm hearing too much. Maybe I'm reading into this thing too much, but we have to help Liberians. If some of those leaders fail to show up willingly and say, I'm not going because he didn't take my person, I want to hear something strong from you tonight. Will you guys still reach out to them? Will you break out a deal? Will you, have a common ground to bring them on the train? Because somebody will stay away. I received 3 phone calls today. I must tell you, I'm not calling the names. But will you guys still, are you doing everything possible to have 100% guarantee that they will show up?
CEO, I don't want to debate with you. You are a media person, and I know there are a lot of things you hear that I don't. So I really don't want to debate with you. You have 10 years, I got only 2 from a media standpoint. So I would not in any way deny that, you didn't hear that. But I want to make this clearing call to every member of the opposition bloc. Our nation is heading in the wrong direction. Our country is a laughing stock. Our children, education is a mess. Our kids are on drugs. Our nation is a mockery in the sub-region. Nothing works. The civil servant salaries cut every time. People are in limbo. They can't find their way out. I'm very optimistic as a political actor myself that none of these men and women out there will see what is happening in our country and will feel so bad and say, I'm not going there. I want to make that passionate plea to them to turn out, to send a clear message to Judge Weah that his time is over, that we need to move this country forward. And I'm optimistic that Senator Cohn, Senator Nyambly, Kanga Lawrence, Senator Dillon, Henry Pedro Costa, Honorable Ure, the Rainbow Alliance, and all these great political actors are all going to come out. Because guess what? In politics, it just got to be one president, one vice president. Everyone cannot be at the same time. And so I want to make that clearing call to everyone. Our country is a mess. It is time for us to unite and make sure that Judge Weah is retired. Let him go and play the football and do other things, do his music. And let's move this country forward. And I'm very sure that each and every one of them listening to me now will clearly understand that the country is in a wrong spot. And it's time for all of us to rally, make sure that Liberia is rescued.
Thank you. Leo have to run. I beg you, Jose. I won't bring Leo in for his last question because he have to run. But before you come in, Leo, Chairman, have you spoken to them directly? You, Chairman, have you spoken to those leaders directly?
I spoke to Well, I was ambassador together with Senator Lawrence, and she served us a very lumptious meal, which followed the Bassa Dumba
And she
man.
guarantee you, whether choosing or not, she will support JMB?
She has always said it to me.
Thank you.
She has always said it to me.
What about DeLon? I want to bring in Leo very quick. What about DeLon? Have you spoken
She has
to
always
DeLon?
said it to me.
Have you spoken to DeLon?
About Senator Dillon, I've not spoken with him in the past few weeks, but we met on an occasion, but we have not talked about it.
Costa being in the country, he will be leaving next week. Have you spoken to Costa?
No, not yet. Not yet.
Okay,
I
since
spoke
he
with
been in the
Honorable
country.
Yuri. I spoke with Honorable Yuri today, and he and I talked, and I will not tell you what we discussed, but every effort we need to make, we're doing that.
Thank you. Leo, you have to run. I'm sorry, Chairman. Let Leo ask his question. You have to run. Then we can go to Hussein.
Yeah, I'll ask one quickly, Chairman Luther Tapper. So my question is going to be example of leadership, like you said, is what we see before you get. And thank God that JMB has been vice president. He's been in Liberian government circles for a long time. He has a long record in the government circles. And he's been running the Unity Party now. This will be his second time running as president on the Unity Party ticket. Can you tell me how come, as of this time, the Unity Party being a former ruling party for 12 years and VP running for the second time as president, how come we haven't seen the Unity Party being governed like a party in waiting, including their reports, including the type of governance that we'd like to see from a ruling party? I've written multiple times requesting for the Unity Party financial records as the election law requires, including NEC. We haven't seen any, and we're hearing news of JMB flying to Ghana for negotiations about money. All these rumors are swirling around. They're raising money in the U.S., but there are no accountability from the party itself to the public. Do you think JMB, given his experience and wealth of knowledge in governance, had a responsibility to demonstrate that in the governance of the Unity Party before going into government, especially as president, being the government in waiting?
Leo, there's no record. There's no doubt at all that Joseph Boakai is an integrity icon of this country. He served in public space, and there have never ever been a trace of any corruption to his name or any party status or office he has operated. That's one. Unity Party, we are a very transparent party. Our records are there. Whatever we do, there's a system.
Where are the records?
Our records are in our party headquarters. You want me to put it where? In the public domain? Not for you.
Is it not for the election law said that's for the public? I didn't say that.
Oh, but for the election laws, we have been very compliant with the election laws.
According to if you say, they don't have it.
According to what, Nick?
You don't have your financial.
Well, I'm just hearing that. I'm the chairman. I'm the chairman. Every time NEC requires any information of our finances, we graciously give it to them.
Can you make it available to
I want you to give me the source of your information, and I'm going to
available to Spoon TV.
Say that again.
Can you make it available to Spoon TV? Any of the past, not even the recent one.
Of our records?
Any of the past ones. Can you make it available to Spoon TV?
Oh, absolutely. We are very transparent. All of the things that NEC have ever required of us, we produce that. Otherwise, you think NEC will let us be a major political institution in such a time like this? We're not lawbreakers. We keep laws, and we're going to keep the election law of the country. Thank you, Lord, but whatever information you're hearing is very political and propaganda with an intention to damage the impeccable image of the Unity Party. We have a record of what we've been transparent, and we're there. If NEC need it, we will have it. Every record they need and they have requested for, we submit it.
Thank you very much, Leo. Thank you very much. We'll see you tomorrow, Leo. Thanks for your time, sir.
Thank you,
Hussein, Fadiga.
Where do we start from? Man, interesting conversation here. I just received this letter from Jeto Kole, approved by Theodore Momo, national chairman, of the, I think, ALP or CPP. Called the ALP, actually. So have you reached out to because this letter is saying that ALP members...
I share the letter in the chat room back. That you alone will keep your letter.
Yeah, I will put it there. You want me to read it? They said, "Dear
No, don't read
leader."
it. I beg you. Just put it there.
The letter said,
I want James to put it up.
Hussein. The letter
I
said everybody.
will put it. I'll put it in the chat room
They said,
there.
dear
But let me just ask it.
Don't
No,
put
it's not
letter
me.
in the chat room.
It was addressed to ALP partisans, stating that they should stay away from the program, that they were not involved. And we all know that within the CPP, ALP was an integral a very avid supporter of Joseph Yuma Boakai. Mr. Yue made it very explicit that he was not going to run, and he actually just gave his vote to the UP. We have not seen. So, one question. Have you reached out to the ALP or the CPP candidate, Mr. Alexander Cummings, or anyone in the leadership of the CPP? Were anybody invited to this program specifically? Did you reach out to them?
Mr. Uri, as I said,
you can speak on the ALP as well.
ALP, he's ALP, right? I reached out to Mr. Uri, and he and I talked. I'm not going to disclose what we said, but I reached out to him. On the CPP, even our meeting today, we made it clear. Every member of the opposition bloc is invited. We've mandated the secretariat to invite every meaningful political actor in our space. And I have no reason to doubt why they have not received it. But if they have not, I'm very sure we're going to follow up. But we have resolved to bring everybody on board in our naming ceremony of our rescue 2 on Friday.
All right. Another thing again, there is this fear, growing fear among people within the opposition, because we all know that election is won in the second round. And you can say that you guys will win, but we all know that it's going to be a difficult thing to win Georgia. Most people are kind of concerned that the Unity Party is going into this, and there's this air of arrogance that you guys already believe that you have won already, and you don't need no one. Without something like what we call a coalition, without anything like some framework going in place. This is a Unity Party. So that means, I know someone said that the party new constitution is not forcing anybody that coming as vice president to be partisan. So my first question is twofold. Will whoever the person that will be chosen, will that person be binding to be a member of the Unity Party? That's one. Two, how are you guys going to encourage other political institutions to come? Because moving 5 months to the election, we have not seen any coalition build out. We are not seeing any unity. It's just a Unity Party. Some people might say, oh, they already formed the government. Why should I support them? These guys already get it and they will free us. And you know, Liberian politics is interest. It's driven by what's in it for me. So how are you guys going to assure those other parties, those other political leaders that, hey, there is a seat on the table? How do you guys intend to do this? Because right now, it seems like it's a one-man show.
Absolutely not, Fadiga, to be honest with you. On Monday, last Monday, I presided over the meeting that brought together 7 political institutions right in our national headquarters. That is a sign that the Unity Party have reached out to other friendly political institutions for the past few months.
What were those institutions? Can you say names, be more specific?
Oh, we had Rainbow Alliance there in that room. We had MDR in that room. We had Liberty Party of Senator Nyambli faction right in that room. We had NDC, National Democratic Party, right in that room. And on Monday, I presided over that meeting, showing a clear indication that Unity Party wants to work with every political institution. Hey, Fadiga, you will not even believe it. I even asked and said, guys, we want you to tell us what are your interests. And each of them were able to outline what they want.
I beg you. Reverend, I beg you. Folks, I'm calling Fadiga. He refusing to pick up his call. We're still waiting for that letter. Because Fago and myself asking for the letter. Okay, send the letter now, at least.
Look, anyone who's thinking that Unity Party is becoming very obnoxious and arrogant, That's complete fallacy, political propaganda and fallacy. We understood, we have been saying it, we have underscored this over and over, that no matter the size of the political institution, we need every one of them. Even day before yesterday, I had a meeting with one of the emerging young party that everybody wants on their side, right in my office. I met the chairman, I met the leadership, and they said to me, Chairman, thank you for reaching out. This is the first time that somebody of that level at Unity Party who's calling us, and we feel honored. We're going to work with you. So if anyone out there in the public domain thinks that Unity Party is feeling arrogant, that's complete political propaganda, and we take an exception to that. We are making efforts. In fact, besides the meeting on Monday, we are meeting next week, Wednesday, to draft out a clear memorandum of understanding. Don't forget, Fadiga, that when we went into the collaboration with CPP, there were a lot of things that went wrong. And the Unity Party have an image out there, national image to protect. And so the NEC made a decision that, look, for you to ever go into any collaboration, the chairman and the NCC, the National Coordinating Committee, must be able to have meetings with all the political friendly institutions, and we have to understand it's only NEC, according to our constitution, can endorse any memorandum of understanding for us to enter into an alliance or collaboration. And this coming Friday, next week Wednesday, we are meeting and asking the NEC to endorse, because we feel that going forward to unseat President Weah, we need every party in the opposition bloc to join us in this rescue mission.
Well, thank you. Fair enough, Ari.
Well, I know CEO is not here, but maybe it was my turn. And so what do you think, CEO? It's my turn, right?
Yeah, but Fagon, it's your turn, Remy Gray. I just have to run. You say I stay in the office. Luther, Chairman, I said thank you very much. Please, guys, when you open the phone line, somebody must receive a 25 kg from Reverend Tapper. If you know my crew name, just call my crew name. That's his grandfather's crew name. You'll go and pick up your bag of rice tomorrow. I want to say thank you very much for joining us. I have to leave the office because the guys are shutting down. Fagon, thank you. I know you guys are going to take over. Thank you very much. Reverend, I will talk to you tomorrow. I'll talk to you. Thank you very much. Remy, go ahead. Thanks.
Thank you.
All right, Reverend. Actually, we always say that when the euphoria, the air of victory is blowing around someone, you will hear the name in the air among Liberians. But also, we are noted for telling out our resentments, our own, situations before even, we face it. Liberians have been complaining that if there is a second term, or I say second term unity party, meaning under two different leaderships, if there's the group of individuals coming along are just coming to finish off what they could not attain during the first interval of Madam Sirleaf. So the common man down there who should be enthusiastic, especially first-time voters, and they look out, they say, business as usual. A group of other hungry people are coming into power. They're going to help themselves first before they even start thinking about helping others. What would you say to that indolent kid out there who feels that another government under the Unity Party is not here for them, but rather is there to help themselves?
Mr. Gray, to even fathom in your mind that the Unity Party was total a failure under Madam Sirleaf, you kidding me?
No, I didn't say that.
No, anyone who ever think that way, because this country failed 2003, declared by the UN as a failed state. We had election 2005, taken over by Madam Sirleaf, a country that had nothing, broken by civil war in every ramification. The Unity Party stepped in, rebuilt, our international credibility, helped us to become where we are today. Liberians were even thinking that Unity Party was an elite party who never cared. They are regretting why they even chose CDC. Their lives are even worse now than what it was. So anyone who thinks that Unity Party did not do anything, they come in a bunch of hungry guys. I'm not hungry. Many of us are not hungry. We love our country. We want to come and redeem. We want to make sure that the national resources of our country are equally distributed. We want to fix our schools. We want to build our roads. We want to fix the economy. And so Unity Party, I know there are people who are going to have a lot to say about Unity Party, but the records are there. Even the projects that CDC is doing now, they are all instigated or started by Unity Party, the roads, everything. It's Unity Party project that they are finishing because government is continuity. And so Liberians are aware that it was a massive mistake to have changed or even considered that Unity Party was not the right party. They are not saying it. They're all coming. Everybody wants GMB. Go to the villages. Go to the towns, everywhere. GMB should come back. We want GMB. And I can tell you, Mr. Gray, this Friday will be a clear demonstration that the Liberians are ready to change course because they know what the Unity Party have done in the past, and we are ready again to deliver even farther more in 2024 when Joseph Nyumabwaka is inaugurated as president of Liberia. We're going to deal with the perennial issues of our country. We will set this country free. No one's going to hold this country back for anymore. Unity Party is going to provide that leadership of credibility, integrity, hope, build on youthful exuberance and strength, and educated mind who will be given the space to work out everything they can to make sure that Liberia once again compete and enjoy the international respectability. We're going to do that.
And Reverend Tapper, among some of the regrets Liberians have for electing George Weah was the fact that this was a bobo man. In other words, he was mute. Could not even tell Liberians what he's capable of doing, what he was going to do for them. So you really cannot pin him down to say, you promised us this, and so therefore we're holding you based on your words. We're seeing similar things coming up where Leo asks you about a plan to lead. A lot of times when Liberians are eager to replace, an outgoing leadership, they could care less what is on the table by the incoming. And this is why sometimes we hold evident anybody who is coming to office to put a plan on the table, say, hey, this is what I'm going to do. Otherwise, we're just going to be circumguessing the moment and then be able to just walk away with some of our own self-conviction. But when the true advent of leadership is deployed, we see nothing happening because you didn't tell us in the first place what you were going to do for us. In line of that, it's been 2 years we've been calling for, just as we were calling for Mr. Weir's, a set of programs that he was going to execute. And then later we saw Limply, they put together something called Propo, which was just a complete hauling from other intellectual properties. We've been calling for the Unity Party to show us something at least that we can hold as the Holy Bible, that we can read from every time you move forward. Why is this thing not made to Liberians, not made available to us up till now? What's going on here? Do you have a plan to actually lead our country?
Mr. Gray, I mentioned earlier, and I'm going to reiterate. The Unity Party have a vision called the Arrest, which we are going to unveil to the Liberian people when we need rescue too, where the Joseph Nyumabwaka and his vice running mate will tell the Liberian people what they're going to do in the 6 years that they have gotten the Liberian people mandate to provide the leadership for the country. And that mandate is under the acronym of Arrest, which I'm not going to go further into that because I will want my standard bearer to unveil this platform that Liberians must hold the Unity Party government back when we win. But please let me submit and allow my standard bearer to read out our platform. I guess you've been on this platform on Spoon Talk for some time, and you've heard the term arrest. It's a unity party platform. But please, I will want my standard bearer and his vice to read that. Spare me that time and let me give him that honor to come out and tell the Liberian people what he's going to do. You didn't want to follow the Joey thing where he never promised anything. They elected him, and today we are where we are. Unity Party has the brains, we have the competence, we have every kind of skills you think about, and we're going to unveil that. But
no, Reverend, I heard all the soundbites. First I heard art. Then they added an S there, arts. Now today's arrest.
Mr. Gray, you will continue to guess until you hear from the horse's mouth. All right, let's continue to guess until you hear from the horse's mouth. But I'm very sure the Liberian people will be very pleased, home and abroad, of the arrest mantra, the political mantra, the foundation upon which the Unity Party is going to provide the leadership for Liberia for the next 6 years. I can assure you, it will soon be out of the bag.
Okay. So now we're going to do something different here, Reverend Chairman Luther. And the reason why I say so, after Al, you had Iremi, Grade, and me, and Al posted the letter here. So what we're going to do, because this is what we do on Spoon Talk, we don't let anyone get away. The letter we have in here, Good Day also posted his copy, is supposedly from the Secretary General, approved by Theodore Mbombo. We don't see signature scribble there. You can see it right there. It says, kindly be informed. It says, dear leaders and partisans. So these two individuals are writing their leaders and their partisans, okay? That kindly be informed that the ALP will not be attending the program at the Unity Party's headquarters on Friday, April 28, 2023, on grounds that we were not invited. Hold on. We in the media business, my colleagues are right here. We know that there was a meeting in Carrie'sburg this morning. That JMB himself went to Carrie'sburg. We know that for a fact. And most of the key players of this particular party were in that meeting. But he goes on to say, as a sister party and an ally, we should be given due courtesy. The one day morning our wedding. I'm just holding you, hold on. Official notice and respect for once to attend such a sensitive program. There was a meeting there this morning. Now, if you are going to say that, I don't want to think this letter was written by the Secretary General and Theodore Bomo. And I think it'll be inexpedient for anyone to respond to it. But can we give you 2 minutes? You mute yourself, pick up your phone, call your secretariat to put the ball on a motorbike and go find Theodore and gain the invitation, because there's no room for excuse. Will you make sure that they get an official invitation tonight? It's 10 o'clock or earliest in the morning when he wakes up. Can you commit to that?
Well, we got more information coming in, though. You want me to add that there?
No, I will not go to the letter first, because the letter said, you read the letter. They said we're not going there because they didn't invite us. And it's
but where that came from, more information coming there. So we want to make sure that we get this thing.
Don't bring it on. When left in there one. The one you get a Tuesday. Left in there one. Something that's supposed to happen Friday. You don't wait for it. Wednesday before you and myself know where we're going. You know. Wednesday evening, I finish to the leaders. That means you're giving instruction, and it's clearly stated there that we are instructing you, the leader, not to attend. How is that possible? So let's hear from the chairman. When are you going to give these people the official letter as a courtesy? When? Not how, when? Tonight or tomorrow morning?
Mr. Vagon,
yes, sir.
As I earlier stated, in our NCC meeting today, the inter-party hair person was not only mandated, but she reported to us that every other person within our limits of friendly political institutions were invited. She was clear, and I believed her. Whether she, so I'm aware, I'm very much aware that
Mr.
everyone
Chairman, Mr.
was
Chairman,
invited.
all due respect, all due
Yes.
respect, the people say didn't get an invitation yet. The invitation can only be printed out of the computer and signed. We are asking you now. We don't want any excuse.
Well,
Can you
if
make
they,
sure that these people
yes,
who say
sir.
they didn't get it,
Mr.
maybe
Vagron,
the letter got burnt on the road or a job in the
maybe whatever means, as a national chairman, I will make sure that before 11 o'clock, they will get it.
Thank you very much.
If they have not gotten it, they will get it.
Thank you. We don't want room for excuse here.
Absolutely.
I'll
Because they have been a great friend.
Go to the phone lines.
They have been great partners, and we don't intend to neglect or overlook them at all.
All right, sir. I just got one more concern. Things are happening very fast here. Like I said, there's this wind blowing. We don't want nobody to get carried away. We want everybody to be part and parcel of this wind. Are you aware that there is a strategic meeting between the Yombli, I'll say Yombli now, the Yombli Kanga faction of the Liberty Party, and that of the ALP? There is a strategic meeting planned tomorrow. And the feeling that we are getting out here is that there is this tension that is brewing. First, the name that surfaced was Madam Kanga. You guys went to Bikino. My sources in Bikino told me that you guys met with Abba Kanga, her dad, and tried to soften the ground there. Then we saw that Heron Costa name came on top of the list from my source, which I tend to believe. His name has been scrubbed out. He's no longer being considered. So we all know that these people put in their heart and swear, like the young Woody, she lost her party, and right now she's looking for a new home. For Costa, he's there in limbo. So there will be bad blood. What are you guys doing, just in case that you guys cannot get them back on board? And you know, Costa, he's fiery, and when he starts to attack or people feel aggrieved and try to act on the dissatisfaction. What do you guys have in place? And should we be rest assured that nothing going to happen? Because from every indication, it seems like something is brewing. I don't know what that is, but it seems like people are getting bitter. And based on what these guys are sending us, something is in the work.
Well, Fadiga, to be honest with you, we really do expect that when the running mate is named, there will be some bad blood. I said it, and I want to reiterate: in any political contestation, there will be someone that is preferred, and any other person who is not, we are prepared to reach out. But I'm very sure, as I said earlier, and I'm going to say it again, all of these political actors love this country. They are not happy that our people are not getting jobs, that the young people are on drugs. They are not happy that our hospitals' money is being ransacked by the CDC government, and the U.S. ambassador is lambasting us and as though we are kids because of reckless leadership ability of this government. Everyone is very ashamed of how the country is proceeding. And I'm convinced that even though they may feel a little bit downhearted here and there, but it's all part of the process. We are going to come back together because Georgia is not the better alternative for this country. They are aware. And so we expect all of that grueling, emotionally grueling, to take place in such a time like this, especially with only 48 hours, less than about 38 hours to announcing of the renegade. And so we are prepared to reach out. Those are our friends. We interact at different levels, and we're going to do everything. We're not just going to let them go. These are friends. These are Liberians who love this country. And I'm very sure in a few days, emotions will set, and we get our eyes on the ball. The ball is to rescue Liberia, and each of them is committed to this. I can assure you. They're not going anywhere. We're going to stick together. We're going to stick together because Georgia is not the better alternative for our country.
Well, thank you very much. We're going to call on James Goode Flomo. Are you there? It's time for the Liberian people. I didn't get to ask my second question, by the way, but I don't know where James Goode is, because the second question I want to ask has to do with his presence. James Goode, are you there? And if you guys are listening in the studio, it's about time you get behind your microphone. This station belongs to the Liberian people. This program is their program, and they have a say. Perhaps they will have a few words of advice or criticism, whichever way. Is their station, is their program, and we owe it
You
to
know,
them.
Fango, I do have a caller here when you are ready to take calls.
Let's put that caller through until James Goode comes, and the other guy takes over in the studio. Every time is precious. We got to go, and we got to let the chairman go, because he has to ride motorbike tonight and take that letter to the guys.
By the way, Fagon, they have already received the letter today.
Yes.
They got a letter
Caller, are you
today.
there?
APLP got a letter.
Yes, I'm there.
Yeah, go ahead. You're heard.
Yes. Mr. Chairman, I would just like to ask a couple of questions.
What's your name
Right,
and where you're calling from?
My name is Charles. I'm calling from Boston, Massachusetts. I just want to ask, Mr. Chairman, have you ever suffered from brain tumor?
What kind of question is that?
My reason for asking is this, though. We have heard political pundits
No, Remy,
saying
you can't.
that
No, sir,
Joseph
I'm
Walker.
sorry. I'm sorry. This is the Liberians People program. You cannot come and go straight for the guest if he's ever suffered from brain trauma, and somehow the reason why you want to ask him, I think, in my honest opinion, that's disrespectful. You just need to go to your question.
He was caught.
And I don't think it has to do with his medical or whatever. That's an insult, and this is the Liberian People's program. We wouldn't allow you to attack our guests in such a manner. We will protect the guests, and I'm sure Remy will agree with us.
According to the management of Spoon, caller, we don't entertain personal questions that are directed at the health and well-being of people on the show, as well as those who are now on the show. So I'll ask that either you reframe your question or you stay away from personal. That is if you have to call back in the future. That's just management policy. Thank you so much.
I will call back in the future.
Sorry about that, my brother.
Not a problem. I don't even know what he's talking about. I have no medical record of that nature, so it's okay. If he doesn't like the Unity Party, that's fine. We're going to still rescue the country, no matter what.
What we're going to do now, James? Do you have that tip that we sent to you? That would have been my second question. You are muted. We want the tip where
the president's tip.
Yeah.
All right.
Because that's something that's going all around, and then I think if you can't get it now, we'll go to
it's on.
All right, thank you, James. That's enough. I'm sure he saw it. The question here is, it's not our business to come and say whether the president was drunk, under the influence, or his blood pressure dropped and stuff. The tip, in my opinion, is pretty scary. President wakes up, he wobbles, he's going forward to fall head face first. Let's put it that way. And then what happens? Securities have to rescue him. A 3-day program is cut short. What's your take? Chairman Tapper, are you there?
Oh, okay. Well, Mr. Falcon, I said earlier, in fact, I saw that tape yesterday from your page.
Yeah.
And my first impression was, what's happening to the president? And I thought, well, if it's a health issue, anyone can fall sick. And so I will heartfelt prayers with him that he recovers. He's the president for the country, and we want to wish him well if he's not well. But if it's something else, then it's quite unfortunate. If it's intoxication, it's quite unfortunate. I can't prove it. But whatever the situation is, it shows clearly that the president is not in a very good state of mind or even his body. And if he's not healthy, then I wish him well. If he's healthy, then of course, and maybe high or something else or something he's doing, then it's a clear indication that these are the things that get us to where we are today. But if he's not healthy, our prayers are with him that he recovers. That's all I can say because I don't know much about what was happening to him.
Thank you. So what we'll do now, Byron is in studio. This program, we all here work for the Liberian people, is the program, is the station, so they have the final say. I think, in my opinion, you did well tonight. You gave us the information we asked you for, but we're going to go to Byron, hook up the people, and let the people have their say.
Well, let's go to the telephone lines. This person, good evening.
Yeah.
Yes, you have 1 minute. What is your name and where do you call from?
Yeah, I'm the Consul Edward calling from Habel, Coventry.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm so glad with the information that I'm getting. We are ready for our running mate. Unity Party going to make it. No doubt should be with no one. No angle. Those that will make their way, they make their way. For me, party, and I want to say I will be on the ground.
Okay.
Okay. So the time that you say, if I go play, you ask if I were there. So I will be there.
Thank you, my dear brother. Let me announce the numbers: 077771075, 055101075. This person, hello. Hello. Okay, this little person, hello. Wow, the numbers okay, this person on this line. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah, hello.
Yes.
Yeah, my name is Daniel calling from SKD Boulevard.
Yes, Daniel. Daniel, your line is breaking up. Just change your location, please. Okay, let us take this other person. Hello. Good evening.
Hello.
Yes, good evening. Yes.
Okay, I'm calling Christian Ball from the district number 2. Please here to be specific. Are you getting me?
Yes, you are live.
Okay. I want to say thank you so much to the guest in studio, Reverend Dr. Luther Tapper. I want to commend him so highly for his exposition tonight. We can assure him that on Friday we will be in huge attendance. And Unity Party remains the party in this country and no one overlooked. And we say hi to our Senate bearer, Honorable Joseph Nyuma-Boyka, the former Vice President.
Thank you.
We wish him all the best. Thank you so much tonight for this show.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Minister Fagon, what's the question that the CEO asked? Because I keep receiving text messages.
No. The question here is, what do people make of the program on Friday?
Okay. That's it.
We want to hear from the people about the upcoming program on Friday. What do they make of it? And what are they attending? Whether they will be there? Who are they? It's their program.
Hello.
Thank you. Yes.
Hello.
Good evening.
How are you?
Yes, this is Spoon Talk. Where do you call from? What is your name?
I'm Sekou Nye calling from Chocolate City. Where I am, it's just like my wife are just cooking me for me to eat tonight because my stomach is filled. And I want you to please allow me to speak my particular to my people in Grand Cape, my country.
You just have 1 minute, my dear brother.
Let him go ahead.
No, shut up, man. I very but now what genius at the cinema I Friday via we come away now with more. Joseph Baka I love it. Who can never what genius? people, I'm calling my people from Grand Cape North County as of tomorrow to Friday to come and see our rescue too. Thank you.
Corneli.
Hello. This is Spoon Talk.
Yeah, good evening. This is Paul from I'm calling for busy.
Okay.
Yeah. I just want to tell my chairman, thank you, Chairman Tapper. I mean, you made everything very explicit tonight to the listener. But my advice to you, Honorable Chairman, is that please, I heard our SC saying that we funded the Ministry of Justice to provide security. I beg you, Chairman, this security shouldn't be for our PRP personnel. Our president to be our rescue too and all of the dignitaries. We should try the security for them. Please.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. I think that's just an appeal. Hello? Yes, this is Spoon Talk. Where do you call from and what is the name?
It's simple, please. I'm calling from town and I'm a full member of the Unity Party. I was the Chairman Tapper. We have spoken our mind. The rating is on the wall that indeed there is a need to rescue like we our future are under into this government, and we will no longer by the fence. We are going to campaign vigorously with all our body, soul, spirit, and mind to make sure that George will become a one-term president to rescue Liberia. And again, I want to say to my chairman, we don't want you to be talking too much. We want you to save your breath and leave the talk to us. We're going to do it, and we're going to go make sure that we lock down Monrovia on Friday. Thank you for affording me the time.
Thank you. Thank you. Let me announce the numbers. 0777 77 1010 75 0555 1010 75. This person. Good evening. Good evening. Okay, let's take this other call. Hello? Hello?
Hello, how you doing?
Yes, I'm okay. We are okay. Where do you call from? What is the name?
My name is Bokalo. Call you from New York City, Nima County.
Nima County. How is Nima County?
We are prepared to eat to that place.
Pavua.
Hello. Good evening. Oh, the calls are coming. Let's take this person.
Hello.
Yes. Good evening. What is your name?
Good evening. My name is Robert Tapper.
Robert Tapper.
Robert Tapper. It is Radio Kigali.
You said Radio Kigali?
Yeah, Radio Kigali.
What do you mean? Listen, this is not Radio Kigali. I will take you off. I'm not going to tolerate this on this program. Hello. Yes, this is Spoon. Yes. What is your name and where do you call from?
Hello.
Oh my God. This person. Hello.
Yeah, hello. Yeah. Good evening.
Good evening, my dear brother.
Yeah, this is Amma Rabba calling from the most talk about district number 10.
Okay, Amma.
Yeah, I just want to tell the honorable chairman, thank you very much for that great explanation on the upcoming program. And I just want to tell him thank you, and you spoke well. And I want to ask him a question. If the ANC called the Unity Party or in fact the Unity Party for their upcoming program too, will they be able to accept? Thank you.
Okay, that's a good question. He will write it down and answer it. Let's move to the next caller. We got one more minute and then we go to the international calls.
One more minute. This person, this is Spoon Talk. Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Yes.
This is Reverend Dr. Watson. I do call you from my home label in the district number 2, precisely Johnsonville.
A pleasure has been to have you this evening on the biggest program in this country. Let's hear from you.
And I want to extend my heartfelt felicitations to the Honorable Reverend and Chairman and to all the Spoon family and my beloved Liberian. I have two very important questions which I believe is simultaneous and simple for our guests. My first question has to do with the conflict of interest. Upon the ascendancy by the favor of God into the presidency, you will expect some big hands coming in with their own interests, which will contravene your platform or your policy in which you want to transform the country. And they will come in with some high investment and telling you that this is what we have. What mechanism are you putting into place to address this future embarrassment which will thwart your platform and bring your dream to the dissatisfaction of the Liberian people? Secondly, there have been rumors of these same-sex marriages going around Africa. Do you have any plan to address such an issue when it is brought before your table? Thank you, sir.
Thank you. We'll take 3 more calls. Then we'll take the floor over to, we'll turn the floor over to Minister Eugene Fagon.
And then we'll move straight to Good Day for the international calls.
Yes, so 3 more people will call. Then I'll turn it over to Mr. James Good Day Flomo. Good evening. This person, good evening. Hello.
Yeah, good evening.
Yes.
And let me say good evening to many listeners across from Liberia.
Mm-hmm.
Let me say good evening. Our dynamic chairman in the studio. Well, I'm Ramsey F. Joseph, and I do join you from Dixon number 5, Montserrat County. Let me add on the voice of many voices. We are calling on all the Liberians, wherever you are, for this coming Friday, make it as a national holiday. You know, Lord turn up, Lord show to the government that yes, our 3 missing brothers who got missing, we've had no good result. Our sisters and brothers were killed without no good result. Turn out in your numbers this coming Friday. And to the letter coming from the ALP, my brothers to the other side, everybody cannot be elected or choosing as a running mate or whatsoever. Yes, there's other position that should be given to you. Please, my brothers and sisters, do not stay away from this program. Send out in numbers. Don't ask your friends, don't come visit and what of you. Show yourself, my brother.
All right.
If you love Mama Liberia.
Thank you. Thank you. The last of Cooper pass away the rest of the Gaza according. But the studio is structured in a way that I cannot use my personal number or my phone to take you guys. So you have to pass through the ranking files of this identical line, this studio, this person. Good evening. Hello.
Good evening, Honorable.
Yes.
Thank you. This is Edward Spencer Intro.
Mm-hmm.
And I question my president here in Duboro.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Hassel to Chairman Luther Tapper, man. I mean, really, you are eloquent and you surprise me, honestly. Because Honorable Tapper, the last time I checked, you know, for you on True FM on your program every morning. I didn't know about it like this, and you are doing very well to that, and I appreciate you. I'm a strong supporter of the Liberty Party. I'm even Joseph Imambuaka presidency, and no matter what, I'm agreeing to operational leader. If she is not chosen, I will all support Joseph Waka. Our nation concern our PK go in every show, and the next president will be Joseph Imambuaka.
Thank you.
Therefore, go our personal ego for the sake of Mama Liberia.
The last call from my end, then I will turn the floor over to Minister Eugene Fagon. This person, hello. This is Spoon Talk. What is your name?
Hello.
Yes.
Rachel calling from page 8.
Okay, Rachel.
Yeah, I want to talk about money because with the registration, we set ourselves for Unity Party since they waiting our money.
All right, Rachel, thank you. Was there Rachel? Anyway, Mr. Fagon, that's it.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Baron. If nobody knows that you are ready for Friday, I would like to inform Liberia that Baron is set and ready for Friday. And if you don't know it now. We'll go over to James. Good day. Good day. Are you ready for us?
Yes, I'm ready. Only the last caller got me laughing. And I think it's serious, though. The chairman needs to speak on it. Good evening. Hello.
Hi, hello.
Yeah, welcome. Your name and where you joining us from?
Thank you. Thank you, James. My name is Eugenia, calling from Illinois. I want to thank the Chairman Tapper, for coming on, because in the absence of JMB being so quiet and not telling the people of Liberia his vision, we've all been left with hearing from people like Fagon with the spinning and the propaganda. So thank you, Chairman, for coming on. I hope we all agree that the health and well-being of the president is a public matter and not personal, like we just saw with Leah's mishap that he just had, and we're all jumping to conclusions. So in that same right, it's no secret that Mr. Boyka's health has been a topic of interest. We saw during his last 12 years when he served underneath Madam Sirleaf that the media caught him sleeping on various occasions, hence the name or the nickname Sleepy Joe. So I would like the chairman to please confirm. Can you please confirm for me Mr. Boyka's age? I see here that he was born November 1944. If that's true, that would make him 78 years old, turning 79 this year. Also, we all know that he has a pacemaker or defibrillator, which continues to allow his heart to pump. The survival rate after a pacemaker and defibrillator implantation into a patient is usually about 8 years. And that's for a patient who doesn't have other serious comorbidities, and also a patient that has access to good health care, which we both know that Liberia lacks. So I would like him to also confirm, when did Mr. Boyka have this pacemaker implanted? The reason is because if we know it's 8 years usually, and his vice president pick would be a serious thing to consider, because in the event that he takes ill, this will be the next person that will be running the country.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Chairman Tapper.
All right, thank you.
All right, just before you bring in the second caller, on the issue of the vice president health pacer, defibrillator, I don't think it will be within the chairman's purview to speak to that issue. I just want the caller to know it's like me asking somebody whether you have a chronically ill stuff. We're going to be prying. I mean, in America, it's we call it HIPAA. It's your private stuff. And I'm not sure he will go into giving you details about the vice president health matter. And I just want you to be considerate of the fact that that's a person's private health issue. And we saw George Weah, and that is why he said, if it's health, we wish him well. If it's not, then there's a problem. And that's what we said, just to be corrective. Spoon does not decide whether he was drunk, high, or sick. And that's why I made the comment in the beginning that we're not the one to say the government needs to tell us, but what do you make of the video you just saw? His answer was clear. So I just want to be clear about that we will not push him on the issue of giving detailed information with regards to someone pacer, defibrillator, heart, or what have you, on a specific basis, not on a general basis. James, go ahead, take another call, please. James, are you there? Or are you calling your cousin in Baltimore?
My name is Ichiro Nyima, and I'm calling from Providence, Rhode Island.
Okay, sir, go ahead and make your point.
Yes. The point.
Please lower the monitor in the back. Please lower the monitor.
And your monitor will be delayed, so don't pay attention to your monitor.
All right, thank you. You said the caller already made the same point, so the chairman will speak to it. Good evening.
Good evening. How you doing?
I'm okay, sir. Your name and where you joining us from?
My name is Ishmael K. We say I'm joining you from Maserado, precisely District 5.
All right, make your point 1 minute.
Yeah, I'm so glad. I watch this show every night and monitor every discussions on this show. I can tell the Liberian people, we are going to make our impact. We are going to vote JNB no matter what may be, whosoever he may take as running mate, whether Yombly, whether Jeremiah Cohn, whosoever, as far as we're concerned, JNB is the one we are heading for.
Okay.
So nobody more head their hate for anything.
All right, thank you.
We are standing back, we are supporters, we are standing back, and we are going to encourage some of our young friends who are not even to know of these things. We are going to encourage most of our friends to join the team.
All right, thank you, sir. Good evening.
Good evening, how you doing? Good day.
We are great here. Your name and where you joining us from?
All the panel and the guests, or the ever potent chairman, Reverend Luther Tapper. The chairman is strong. I want to be on record. Everybody knows that Reverend Pedro Costa is my political leader. And through Reverend Costa, we have gravitated to GNB. But the level, the distance we have reached after 6 years, almost 6 years, we have 5 months to go. The distance we have covered, it is a no turning back distance. And I'm asking the Unity Party chairman in studio to deliver the letter to ANC. Trust me, tomorrow, if that letter is delivered, and ALP boycott that ceremony, including Reverend Costa. Tomorrow will be my last, or Friday will be my last day calling Reverend Costa my political leader.
Oh.
This is a very critical time we are in. It is a time to move like breath forward. There is no turning back. I will feel disappointed if Costa is not picked or chosen. However, anybody Braga chooses, we stand with the person and we are going forward, no turning back. We have to rescue Liberia. We are on a rescue mission, and it is about time for everybody to put aside our personal differences and show love for this country. This country has to be rescued.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. We got your message.
Wow. That's a
Good evening. Hello? Hello? What is your name and where you joining us from? Your name and where you joining us from?
Tony Smith from Baltimore.
1 minute.
USA.
Go ahead.
Okay, I just have one question for the good evening, Chairman Tapper, and good evening to the panelists. I have a question for you, Chairman Tapper. We listen to a lot of the candidates running to be president, and they have laid all the plans for the presidency. Up to now, Joseph Boakai have not laid all his plan for the presidency, and we don't know what's the rescue mission he has for this country.
Right.
Don't you think it's a lack of incompetency or competency on his part? And if no, what is the rescue mission for this country? Because we want to know if the rescue mission is to rescue the oppressor or the oppressed.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much. All right. Let me get this call from this angle. To get a call and put it on audio is the problem. Many calls coming in. Hello. Hello. I'm coming, Fagon. I don't know.
We'll just take one more, and then the chairman has to go.
Yeah. Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Your name and where you calling from?
Yeah, this is Hassan Double calling from Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Go ahead.
Hello, Honorable Chairman. This is Hassan.
Yes,
I did listen to you. You really proved to all that you are a veteran chairman. You're very relaxed in answering all the questions. We are happy to see somebody like you. My question has to do with Costa. I'm one of the strong supporters of Costa. If at all, what we are expecting is not happening, there is a time for you to reach out to them. Like you said that you have not reached to Costa, but you make sure that you reach to him. People committed ally, don't forget about them. No bad feeling has. Fagon already said there is no excuse. So there's a time that we expect you to do that. So please reach out to everybody.
All right.
It's only advice I have for you. So when you do that, we'll be happy with the fan of Costa. Thank you.
All right. That's all.
That's it. And folks, you heard it.
Pango, let's squeeze one more there, man. This guy's been online for more than 40 minutes.
That person, man, I can tell he hold it today.
No, I know. Go ahead, caller.
All right, thank you very much. And
go ahead,
Mr.
short.
Chairman, my name is Prince Williams, and I'm calling from Tennessee. I want to ask a question. Prince Johnson was on the air yesterday, and he announced that Jeremiah Kuhn is Joseph Newman Barker's pick for the VP. I want to know is that true? And secondly, Prince Johnson also on the record that he will support Alexander Cummings if Alexander Cummings should go to the second round. And Alexander Cummings is on the record that he will support Honorable Joseph Walker if Joseph Walker makes it to the second round. But Joseph Walker is yet to be on the record publicly to commit to the opposition unity that he will support Alexander Cummings or whoever that make it to the second round. Can you commit to us that, I know you say you agree, I respect you as a chairman, but Honorable Walker as a leader, can you commit to us that he will make a public declaration and commitment to that, to supporting Alexander Cummings when he makes it to the second round? Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. And again, thank you, E. Remy Gray, for bringing in Prince Williams. Honorable Chairman, thank you for coming tonight. I would like for you to, in your closing comments, address some of the callers that addressed you directly and be able to talk to our people. So we'll give you your time to close, and then we'll go to our fellow panelists after you shall have done so. The floor is yours.
Honorable Fagan, thank you so much. And of course, special thanks to all of the great callers from around the world and in Liberia. Let me see if I can answer some of your questions and concerns. I have said earlier, and I will reiterate here, that the Unity Party will support Mr. Alexander B. Cummings if he's able to get to the second round, and we are not, we will commit ourselves to supporting him. As I said, and I will say it again, any of the opposition political actors is a better leader, providing the visionary leadership Liberia needs than President George Weah. I want to be on record for that. And the Unity Party will support if Alexander Cummings gets there. And I also want him to reciprocate. He's on record. He's going to, and which the ANC will keep that commitment as well, that they should also support us when we are in the second round as well. On the issue of will you receive an invitation from ANC when they're about to name their vice running mate? Yes, sir, we will. We will. We are not enemies. We just have different ways of reaching out our political persuasion to the Liberian people, and they seem to be our message and our hip arrow seems to be resonating with them. That doesn't make any other political actor out there to become inconsequential. Absolutely not. We remain friendly partners even behind the scene, and we remain respectable to each other. And I tell you, if ANC reach out to Unity Party when they are naming their running mate, even if the standard barrier doesn't go, Chairman Tapper will be there to represent the Unity Party. I give you my word. On the issue of the conflict of interest, one thing I know about Joseph Nyaman Boakai is that he's not a man who deals with you based on trap, based on relationship. He respects the merit system. And I have seen that in my many years of interaction with him. He will tell you, don't ever think I'm going to bend rule or because you're close to me. We all know that the dilemma of social science and politics is that because of relationship, people are biased and close their eyes to the ills of society. I can assure you, Joseph Nyaman Boakai is going to dispense justice and lead Liberia in a truthful manner without fear and favor. He's a man you cannot intimidate. Anyone who indulges in corruption, Joseph Nyaman Boakai will ensure that you face the rule of law. That I can say clearly. On the question of the homosexual, Liberia by tradition is a Christian tradition. We became a secular state after the constitution was revised in around 1984. But Liberia is a very religious country, and homosexuality has not a strong cultural root with us. It's true that the world is changing, but we will remain committed to our traditional values, our religious belief, and I have no doubt this is where our party and leadership also stand on that issue. The caller said, reach out to Mr. Henry Costa. Mr. Henry Costa, to be honest, has been a great supporter of GMB, of the Unity Party. And I call him that respect. We're going to reach out to him. We know his followers. We know what Costa is capable of doing, his giftings. We will sit here and never trivialize who Costa is and his power over the media. We're going to respect him. We are honored to have Costa support us. And as a chairman, I will follow your advice and reach out to him as much as I can. We want everyone on board. As about the ALP, I just got a hint from the secretariat that ALP got their letter today, and it kind of confirms exactly what I said, that we have sent out invitation to all of the friendly political institutions, and it's been confirmed that the letter was out there today. On the issue of Joseph Newman Boyka health, I see him as a very healthy person. I see Mr. Boyka healthy than most of the young people in their 30s and 40s. I have no medical experience to doubt his health. I see him every day. That man sit up in meetings for hours that even those of us who are younger cannot even do. I have no reason to doubt his health. And so if Liberians, some of you are concerned, as the national chairman who sit with him all of the time, Mr. Boyka is healthy and ready to provide the robust leadership that will redeem Liberia and rescue our country. No fear and favor. He's going to do that. Mr. Prince Johnson, as I said, he served his people in Nimba. It will be foolish for anyone to overlook who Prince Johnson is, his level of influence among his people. We are privileged, we are blessed to have Prince Johnson and the Nimba people endorse Joseph Boyka. He said, whether Joseph Boyka chooses Jeremiah Kuhn or not, we are going to support him. Let me leave the Liberian people with these closing words, Honorable Falcon. Our country is in a terrible state. Our country is heading in the wrong direction. It's like a plane without a pilot. Our nation is drowning in the quagmire of despair and frustration. I want to call on all the political actors, because the ordinary citizens are resolved. On Friday, they're going to turn out because they believe in us who are the political actors to make the right decision. And I believe the ALP, Honorable Ure, Mr. Henry Pedro Costa, Senator Nyambli Kanga, and Senator Jeremiah Kong, and the rest of the friendly political institutions. I am convinced, I'm optimistic that each of these political actors love this country, and they know we have no future on a GMB, Judge Weah. And GMB is the only person at this junction of national politics who can defeat Judge Weah. Come out. Demonstrate that it is time that Liberians can bury their self-interest for the greater good of lifting the nation. And I believe that all these men and women that have interacted with in the past few years, even before I became chairman, each of them is concerned about the future and forward march of this country under President Weah. And I have no doubt that they're going to come along, whether they choose them or not. For the Liberian people depend on us. Turn out. Come from everywhere. Let's occupy Broad Street. Let's send a clear message to the world. The Liberians are with eraser in their hand, ready to erase the mistake of George Weah and put the country on the path of progress with integrated leaders and vision. I want to thank you, Mr. Vagon. I want to thank you, panelists, for giving me this platform. And I want to say to all of the Liberians everywhere, Friday will be there. I will be walking. We are always sweating it out because it's time that the world sees the Liberians are ready. They're no longer going to sit on the fence and allow their country to be drowned in despair and dissolution. President Weah must be a one-term president. And this coming Friday, the train is taking off from Wallace. Let's join on board. Until the job is done on October 10, every Liberian, get on board. Don't say it doesn't concern me. Someone said to me, when you say today it doesn't matter, it will be matter harassing tomorrow. Let us all join on board because President Weah is not the future for this country. GMB and his rescue number 2 will rescue Liberia. And as the national chairman, I love my country. I love my people. I am jealous of this nation. We want to see our country lifted. We want to see Liberia respected again. We will be there to stand with them, uphold their hands to do the right thing for our people. Thank you so much for having me. You are all welcome to join the train that is taking off from Watersa. Right there. We're not stopping until October 10, until we can inaugurate Joseph Newman Boakai and Rescue 2, so Liberia will shine again. Thank you so much for having me on your platform. Thank you.
Thank you very much, and it's nice having you. We can confirm to you that the train is leaving Kakata for Habel, and from Habel, the train will land at Waterside.
Eugene, can I come in a minute? I know before you leave, before the chairman leave, I have one last question. I just wanted to give him. I didn't have the chance to do. But man, we got to make full disclosure. That train, there's a wind blowing. We got to make sure we dot our I and cross our T.
The train to Waterside,
the train to Waterside, leaving is one thing. After the train should have left the station, there's so many unanswered questions. We don't want the train to go with baggage.
But the train go and come ask question. Okay, ask
that's why I want to ask, so the train can leave without no fear or favor. Mr. Chairman, one of the persons
look at the way Remy Gray looking at you.
One of the persons that people have been asking, you know, I want to follow us too. One of the biggest questions that those people have been calling out there is the past conductor of this UP train, the Dabo, our Oma. Is she on the train tomorrow? We all know, my man, the woman that all conductor. What is her relationship with this new conductor? Is she gonna be on that train on Friday? For whatever reason she's not there, have you reached out to her? That's that one. 2, you mentioned something in about Nyombri Kanga. You said the Nyombri faction. Few weeks ago, the Supreme Court handed down a ruling which seems to be favoring the Musa Bedete faction. Do we have a Nyombri faction? How are you guys going to be able to legally work with this faction if NEC and the Supreme Court have already ruled on the ALP or CPP faction? Do you guys intend to
because
resolve
of time, let's wrap it up. We only got 6 more minutes.
I'll leave it at that.
Well, let me just.
You want to answer the question, or you want to save it for next time?
Well, let me save it for next time if that would be the case.
We'll save it for
let's talk about that. Let's talk about that in next appearance next time, please.
Right after the
agree. I'm not mad. I will hold it because I love
right,
this screen. I'm willing to. I will draw my question. Not even I'll take it back until next time.
Thank you very much. So we go straight to you. 1 minute 30 seconds for your closing is 6:54. 1 minute 30 seconds. I will have no closing for Remy Gray, so we can let the guys go at 7. Thank you very much, Reverend, and thank you for coming. Al Hussein, close us, and then Remy Gray take us home.
I would like to close on this, and I've been preaching for opposition.
Reverend, it's okay. You can leave. You have our permission to leave.
Yeah, Reverend.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, I want to make this call, and for some of you think that we can choose side. The thing I like about us that in the media, when you let the other side, you're a hero. When you go on the other side, you're a hero. Then the other side calls you. So we used to aim. So me, cost me for Liberia. Call me any kind of need for Liberia. I know that in my heart of hearts, this is about the country. I know that there is this wind that blowing. But I will keep saying this, it's not about an individual. It's not about the ALP, ANC, not even the UP. It is about rescuing our nation, restoring sanity to that country. I woke up this morning and I noticed something on social media. For some of us that don't sleep on something, I noticed in the last 72 hours there have been a series and barrage of attack on Joseph B. Ambassador Boyka. Ambassador Boyka is not the enemy. I want us to not lose focus. Ambassador Boyka is not the enemy. The enemy of the Liberian people right now is what is who the ambassador accused. The enemy of Liberia right now is President Weah and his cronies. Those people that came from the dungeon of poverty but have chosen to be mean to our people. This is one of the most mean government. Even your own friend in government, you go to Liberia, they will run away from you. My first time seeing it. Besides that, they are evil to their own people. They are the enemy. Let us direct our attention. I'm not going to call specific party, but when I saw those attacks, I felt bad. It is hypocritical and misguided for us to even be arguing on the principle of moral right now. The argument should be right now, how can we rescue Liberia from this matter? And the candidate with the most chance, the candidate with, based on everything we have seen and heard, is Joseph Boyka. If he is the guy and this wind that is blowing want to take him, please do not weigh it down. Help push it up. Put more wind in that sail, like keep flying, keep blowing it, keep fending it, because I don't care who you are. If you stay against whatever going to happen, it will blow you away. Be mindful. Something is about to happen. The Liberian people are about to rise up. Do not be against it. Be for it. I will leave it at that.
Thank you. We'll go to E. Remy Gray. 1 minute, 30 seconds and 6:57.
In line with what Fadiga said, I remember my service in the military, and there's a prominent guy who later would become Minister of Defense. The first time that guy gained promotion, he was wearing a corporal rank, and the regulation of the army is that if you graduate from the university and you're still in the service, you automatically become a captain. So we didn't know that this gentleman was going to school and that. And then there was a Moses guy. I will reserve his I'll preserve or reserve his last name. But Moses was who first saw this gentleman moving with a captain rank. He came out to me and said, "Great, I think because this guy is closer to such and such minister, that's why how can they make him captain?" Not knowing this guy is going to college, graduated, gained even a Fulbright scholarship to come to the US. The guy was flying. So I'm only saying, when I went to my commander, I said, "Son, wait for your time." I was angry. He said, "Wait for your time." And to be frank, when your time comes, nobody can stop you. That's all I can say, because the fact about the matter is, if you're angry at someone when it's their time, remember, you don't have the capacity to stop them because it's their time. Your time will come. And when your time comes, you will ask, "That's me? This is me?" Because I remember when it was George Weah time, there was this aura in the air where everybody was making noise. You talk, so it's George Weah. You go this way, it's George Weah. Today, the wind has shifted. My only advice is don't get angry. Keep working. Wait for your time. It will come someday. I mean, certain things have to be tested. And until the people exhaust that particular feeling, they will never look your way. It's after they've tested and those hopes are not fulfilled, then they'll start re-navigating their way to someplace else. Your time will come. Don't get angry. Don't cuss. Don't call names. I know, Hylas, it hurts. Look, to lose, as Al can say, sucks. But you know what? What God has ordained, no man will put asunder. And I can guarantee you that not that some of us are going to be this fanciful guy that will be lifting up the victory, but at the end of the day, we'll stand by as historians and watch. And let's see what becomes of this wind that is blowing the other way. But please don't get angry. Like the corporal who came from corporal to captain, hang in there. One day you come and become the major that will commend the captain, which was what happened to some of us. I rest my case. Hopefully, the train, they'll fix that engine. When I say the tire bust, it was in the service shop. It's still in the service shop. And we hear all the mechanics, they say they didn't pay all year. So the train not going, we're holding on it. So I definitely farmer. When I say the tire bust, somebody get sharp instrument in their hand to poke that tire.
But train tire are iron, so you wasting your time.
But I will stop here. When we say tire, that what the common man can understand when you say some people they never seen train before. They think train get tired.
Well, we'll close up, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Al.
Gentlemen,
thank
so
you,
much.
Remy. Great. Thank you to our people. The only thing I can say is, in the competition, only one person wins.
Yeah.
So, in the case of selecting a VP pick, what had it been Nyomli? What about Kofi Woods? What if it was Henry Costa? What if it was just somebody else?
Could be Kofi Woods. Yeah. Could be anybody.
So one person has to win. But when the people, nobody, no human being, have ever betrayed the confidence of the people and survived politically, they definitely will pay you back. And so if the people say this is what they want, you dare not stand in front of them and say, you're not going to have this. You are the loser. All power is inherent in the people. If this is what the people want, give it to them. Wait for your time. I often say, I see an old man. Today, we know now that an old man has been walking, and he's at the top. I will say this. If a lady plays her game well, I see a woman pro tem of the Liberian Senate. And once she gets there, she will not be far from the presidency, whether VP or on top. She will not be far. But if she plays her game wrongfully, she will not see that pro tem seat, and in the future, not even have a party to go to the presidency. I also see a young guy that has a future, a very bright future. And a lot of people I've seen tonight gravitate towards him. If he betrays their trust and their confidence, he will be betrayed to the maximum if he's not careful. Those are just my common 1-2-1-2 advice. I also see another young gentleman who rode on the backs of the people to ascend to where he is. If he makes that mistake to go against the very people who catapulted him to where he is today, he should rest assured that 9 years, just like 6 years have come, is not forever. I respectfully submit. Byron, are you there? I'm sure you're sleeping. I can bet my head you're sleeping. James, we leave it to you. Call your brother. If you ever to wake up, then God bless Labiro. Ah, yeah, there he is. The man who started the celebration before it even began. Folks, even me great, thank you. Thank you, Al Hussein. I'll leave it there for now. Good night.
Yes, sir. A special one from the CEO, stand with the spoon.
Well, this is how I would love to take leave of you, folks. The invitation is yours to join us tomorrow, by the grace of God, for another fresh edition of the program Spoon Talk from our end in Liberia. Let me say, good night. Thank you. Thank you so much for listening to us. And let me say thank you as well to Jeans Goody Flomo. Thank you, folks.
Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Liberia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Monrovia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Africa. Just to spoon, you will know. The children crying for starvation, just to spoon.